What is up, Twitch world? How are you guys doing? I
Whoopsie.
apologize. I hit the wrong overlay. That's my bad. Welcome back to another weekly, well, in this case, has been twice this week, meeting of the cross-country compatriots. This time we're diving back into our 50 homebrew campaign entitled The Might of the Imperium, developed by myself, starring these lovely fools that you see next to me here. You know it to be true. I do want to thank everyone for the just overwhelming amount of support the D&D streams have been having lately. It's really nice seeing everyone pop in consistently. We all thank you from the very bottom of our hearts. So
if I had one.
If you had one, yes, of course. Quick recap from where we left off last session, because it's been about a month. It's been a while. So now having the time available to you to examine the inside of this peculiar magical abode in which you currently find yourselves, the inside of this carriage having seemingly been enchanted with some kind of variant of the mystical mansion spell, where it seems you are now just in someone's dwelling. Spent a few hours scoping around, checking for traps, clearing the rooms, making sure it was safe to proceed. Heard someone screaming for help from down in the dungeons, but instead opted to get a rest in before you dealt with that problem, thus foiling of the plans of the individual who was in the cell, your former master, Ikesh, who was the previous owner of both Stanislav and Tauren, as well as our former druid friend who once partied with us as well. However, while he tried very hard to negotiate due to some goading by the players and perhaps a little bloodthirstiness and desire for revenge, they agreed that it was, instead of trying to free him from the electrified cage in which he now resides, that perhaps it's better just to smoke him out, choosing instead to light just a huge pile of carpets that you had found within the dwelling on fire, and leaving the space to just fill with smoke, hoping that would be enough to choke him out. However, being of magical means himself, cast himself what appeared to be a small version of the tiny hut spell, protecting him from the smoke and the fumes within. And that's where we left that off. You instead chose to venture upstairs and continue your journey, going through the various guest rooms, seeing what you could find, most of which had been empty and not being used. But you did eventually find your way into the final chamber. A large, kind of what looks like a research lab with what appeared to be an now inert sigil on the ground in front of you. Your detect magic giving you just all kinds of different flashes and pings throughout this room, many coming from the similar things. The 3 books you see on the table there before you, each one radiating its own forms of magic from the pages within. Unable to really ascertain which is which at this point. It's kind of just a jumble of different magical energies. You're kind of getting a little mix of everything. You did notice a massive, just sprawling pile of bones kind of in one corner of the room, and a few others kind of scattered, a couple test subjects that perhaps were shuffled loose the mortal coil, and deciding, Auten, picking up a small, random object that he found on the table, and decided to toss it into the pile of bones to see if it would react in any way. And react it did, as you all begin to hear the clattering of bones just across hardwood floor as it kind of all pulls together to this one central thing. And as you see this figure beginning to emerge here, as the 2 wooden doors slam closed in the room. And as this form begins to materialize, a shard of bone comes flying out of the form, now heading straight towards Auten. And we're going to take that attack right now to start this round. And then I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative. So it is just 8 to hit. That's a 12. That does not hit.
Nope.
Fortunately. Tauren, go ahead and select your mini and roll initiative there on it. So as this creature is kind of forming itself together, as all these bones clatter across the floors and everything. Hey, it's already in order, almost. Damn, look at that. Descending. Sweet. This shard of bone just launches itself at you. You manage to sidestep as it boom, sticks into the wooden wall behind you. You see just a tiny bit of almost blackish necrotic liquid dripping from it as it does so. And as you all look, this creature assumes its full form in that of what appears to be a mix between some kind of strange skeletal construct that is somewhat in the shape of what appears to be almost a spider, Like it has a number of appendages that it's walking on. Some ending with hands, others ending with feet, others ending on just like a ridge of bone, no actual limbs attached. And this creature kind of immediately just and like half holding itself up on the wall. You see a head containing 3 different skulls, all kind of just like scanning the room. There are no eyes, as far as you can tell, but that doesn't seem to be dissuading it. However,
likey.
it is its turn at the very start of the round.
Did we all? Oh my god!
You all
9, 10, 11.
Yep. Yeah, you all rolled below it. It is going to climb up onto the wall and shimmy over the bookshelf, coming to this spot. And as it does, it just lands there, and you see it begin to shake and quiver as it kind of just retracts into itself. And as it does so, it unleashes a spiraling, spinning whirl of bones and shards in a 15-foot radius around it. I need all 3 of you to make me a dexterity saving throw, if you please.
Did he climb onto the roof?
Yep. He's climbing.
Did he
over the
enter
walls.
and exit my combat range?
No, he stayed in yours the whole way. If anything,
Okay,
the
so
roof
he's
is about
5 feet above me.
Yeah, no, he went up and around and came back down, staying in your range for the duration.
Oh, I understand. So he's now on the ground.
Yeah, he essentially went up on the wall sideways and came back down.
Hold on. Are you guys within 10 feet of me?
I am.
So
Tauren
you
is.
get a plus 4.
Well, you all succeed either way. So it doesn't
look at
matter.
that.
It was a 16 saving throw, and then it's going to be 68. You all succeed, so you only take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as these different bones
Still
are
sucks.
spinning around it and just essentially pummeling you. You do all succeed, so you don't end up going prone trying to avoid it all, but definitely take an early hit there. That will be its only action. It can only do
How
that.
much did you say we took again?
9. Only 9 points of
9.
bludgeoning because
9?
you succeeded your save.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially you're just trying to avoid the whirling mass of bones. A couple of you duck behind the table trying to find some cover there and manage to avoid the brunt of the damage. Next up, we have Auten coming in right after the creatures. This massive skeletal form just comes up, the teeth on the head just kind of clattering aimlessly, not forming any words as far as you can tell. What would you like to do?
Right. So that's annoying.
That's
Okay.
a good way to handle
Well,
it.
yeah, no matter. So I believe I have the. Can I where do I double check my feats? Because I remember picking it. But
It'll be on the features section of your D&D Beyond sheet.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I do have crossbow expert. Okay, perfect. So pulling up crossbow, I'm just gonna go ahead.
You can move and flank it with me.
Sure.
Flanking doesn't really do anything on ranged attacks.
Well,
He's a rogue, so he technically has advantage anyway, right?
only if I didn't move and use my bonus action to do the thing, and I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure how that works with melee, or making it attack in melee range, but that's fine.
I believe it's at
I rolled it.
disadvantage, taking an
Well,
attack in
I have
melee.
the
Crossbow expert.
I have the crossbow expert.
Okay,
feat,
so you're
just
good.
be-
Yeah. You're
yeah.
fine. 18 does
Um,
hit.
It's 18 plus check.
Yeah,
like,
18 hits.
I
by
forgot to use the thing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna throw in a superiority die.
itself. Okay. The sneak attack damage being added because you have people in range of him, or are we? going to-
Yes.
Okay. So that's
Right.
with your crossbow, right?
Yep.
The total 21 halved is 11 points of damage.
Right.
As you fire, you see the bolt hit and make contact, but it kind of glances off and doesn't do quite as much damage as you were expecting it to. You're not sure if it's necessarily because of the piercing aspect of it or because of the non-magical aspect of it, but something about these blows is just preventing you from hitting with full strength.
Sure. So this is gonna fail. Fuck, 1 point of damage. But I'm gonna use one of my doohickey majiggers. That's what they're called. Very specific
Yep,
term.
very specific term. Yep,
Yeah,
D&D related.
and I'm gonna do a trip attack, so it has to make a strength save DC of 15.
Okay, sure, yeah, no problem.
Oh, is it considered large or smaller?
Huge.
Never mind, nothing happens. It just does one more.
Oh,
point of
it rolled a
damage.
nat 1 either way, but still.
It
Sweet.
would have been, yeah, it
Doesn't
would have been
matter.
knocked prone. I'm a rogue. Bonus action, disengage.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
And I'm just gonna move 25 feet over this way.
Sure, that's totally doable. So as you disengage, it kind of like almost like looks like it's gonna move to kind of try and get the attack of opportunity, but you sidestep out of the way and you move too quickly for it to even get a decent blow in. I believe that is your turn. So Stanislav, you are up. This massive creature is just kind of staring down at you, seemingly readying itself for its next attacks. What are you gonna do?
Well, if you were staring down at me, let's make the playing field fucking even. I'm gonna jump up on the table.
Okay. You get an extra 3 feet, 4 feet of height.
Yep, just about at head level.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
And I'm going to, for my action, use the last 10 points of lay on hands that I have on myself.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use Harness Divine Power, expending my Channel Divinity to gain a first level spell slot back.
Okay, sounds good.
And I will end my turn.
Right, next up we have Tauren coming in at the end of the initiative order.
Righty, I'm gonna move away up over here. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the creature and then roll to attack.
Okay,
Nice.
Go ahead.
28.
Oh, yeah. Fucking does it. 28 hits, so total of 7 plus 4, 11. And you do have a magical bow, if I remember correctly. You have a plus
It's
1 bow,
not
right?
a magical bow. It's
Just-
the Mastercraft bow.
It's just a
Oh,
plus
so
1 to hit.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
it's plus one on it's a plus
plus 1
bow,
all around, but it's
yeah,
not.
but it's not
it's
magical.
not magical.
Okay, so 11 halved, 6 points plus the 1, so 7 points of damage.
Dreadful Strikes is magic, I think, but that's it.
Oh, okay, so the 4 would carry over, so it's 8 damage, or half to 4. No, so it's 8 total. Perfect.
And I'm gonna roll to attack again.
All right, go for it.
24.
That also hits. It doesn't appear to have a whole lot of armor. Mostly, you're just trying to make sure you don't shoot through the bones. 24 plus 7 halved is going to... Actually, we'll just total. So it's 10 halved.
Hunter's Mark is magical.
Is the damage count on magical on that as well?
Hunter's Mark, I think, just adds the damage
Yeah, I think like you just get an extra
Gotcha.
damage dice.
of
It
the
doesn't
source.
actually-
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to take 5 points total. Halved. Still looking pretty good, but as you kind of just like, you're all trying to size this creature out, figure out exactly what you can do to it, you notice the attacks again are not hitting with the necessarily the same level of force that you're either used to or hoping that they would be. But you are starting to get a little wear and tear on the creature. Is that your whole turn? And
Yeah.
you moved, correct?
Yeah, I moved. Like,
Okay,
I
so
only
it
moved
will
20 feet.
take. It has a 10-foot reach, and you were in its range, so it is going to take
Oh.
attack to opportunity as you back out. Yep,
whoops.
gonna swing a bone scythe at you with a 28 to hit,
That most certainly hits.
and you take 12 points of slashing damage as one of its appendage is essentially filed into a large, almost scythe-like object, and it just slashes down at you and carves through your armor, leaving a fairly nasty wound in your back as you're trying to step away. Next up, it's going to be its turn. How much damage does it take?
Doesn't it have to roll to recharge its thingamabobber too?
Yes. So it needs 5 or 6. Does not
Nice.
recharge.
That's good for me.
Like the layer actions, because it's the start
Good
of
for
the
me
round.
too.
True, yeah.
So it has taken over 20 damage total in total, so this is actually gonna work. Let's go. As the round once again begins, you feel the energy in this room begin to grow, and kind of this greenish necromantic aura radiates from this creature, and the bones that have kind of begun to fall out of it as you have been damaging it begin to and start piecing themselves together, forming 2 skeletons in the room.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
There you go. Alright, I spelled skeleton wrong. A skeleton. You really just like, there's no basic ass skeletons? Let's go. Come on. There we go.
Skeleton. Just use what you used for Rotelix yesterday.
So that one's gonna spawn over there. And this one's gonna spawn over here. Oh, that one has no legs. But it has legs. We're just gonna use a mini.
Oh, boy.
Gonna spawn there next to its face. And I will add them to... Actually, they're just going to act on his initiative order. Just easier that way. They're skeletons.
Totally
They're not exactly fucking strong.
Yep.
You guys should be okay. Anyway, so he's going to take his turn and is going to do one bone scythe attack against you. He does have multi-attack, so it's going to be... He's going to kind of be spreading it out a little bit. I go back over here. Bone scythe is a 20 to hit you. I believe
Yep.
that hits.
I don't have Shield of Faith up.
Don't have the Shield of Faith. You take 15 points of slashing damage as once again this attack just rakes down, kind of carving through your armor, piercing through some of the chainmail and into the flesh beneath your armor. Its next two attacks are going to be 2 bone shards, which is going to send out independently, one at Tauren and one at Auten. Bone shards. That's a 15 towards you, Auten. I don't believe that hits.
That just hits.
Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Fail. So you take 6 points of necrotic damage, as well as this object just embeds itself into it, and you can see like the rotten flesh on it now is like essentially getting into your bloodstream. It's not going to be overly healthy for you. Its next attack is going to go at Tauren. That's a 21 to hit. I do believe that hits you as well.
That most certainly hits.
Roll me a Constitution save, please. You also fail. So you take 18 points of damage total, 8 points of piercing, 10 points of necrotic, as this object once again just lodges itself in your torso. This is a formidable creature, and you're beginning to get the sense of that. That
I'm
will,
down.
however, be its turn, as far as we know. You're down?
No, I'm very
Okay.
close.
Okay.
I'm
Fuck.
I am also very close.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Next up, we have Auden. What do you want to do?
Well, considering that the door is shut and locked, well, I'm
That
assuming
you know the
locked.
door is shut. You don't know if it's locked. You can probably gather it's safe to assume.
I'm gonna bonus action and use my second wind to try to restore some hit points here. So, okay, not bad. That's 13 hit points. It's
There you go. That's a start.
that is. I mean, I can only use it once per short rest, but I will take it. I
It's
will
something.
take a crossbow shot at one of the skeletons. So I'll say the one on the left.
Yeah, 100% hits. You need to beat
Okay.
a 13.
So I don't know if Chris is close enough to count for the sneak attack.
This dude?
On the left one? Yep, technically
the-
it would. So
Okay.
16. I do believe. Oh, fucking encounter, but shut down. 1 second.
You love to see it.
I
That would be very, very helpful if you could
resume
off this
encounter,
dude.
and it fucked the initiative order. I hate it. Okay.
It's okay. The initiative is really easy to remember.
I know. I'm just going to add a turn. This guy is going to be 4. Stanislav, you were next,
Sure.
right?
3.
Yep.
No, Auten was next. Auten is
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Me
That's
too, Rob.
That's how we're gonna do it. It's
Yep.
just fucking easier that way. So 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off.
Nailed it. All
Confirm
right,
we
so
have lift off.
Auden, go ahead. You take your shot. I'm just gonna double check something super quick. I do believe it. No, it does not have resistance to any kind of damage. So that is enough. You just aim your crossbow and fire, and it hits the ribcage, and the bones just scatter across the ground, not able to maintain their hold on each other as you
Okay.
deal enough damage in one strike to take out that skeleton.
Action surge. I target the other one.
Nice. I just turn around after you off that one. I'm like, thank you.
Go ahead.
That was bad news for me if that thing had hit me.
It's only 10. I'll throw in just for shits and giggles. I will throw in a. Okay, so it's 13 points. It's not
Okay,
enough.
that is exactly what you need. HP of the skeleton is 13 points.
Oh,
And it's not halved because they don't have any immunities or resistances as basic skelly bitches. So you just fire your crossbow twice in a row, manage to get the reload in time. Both creatures are just scattered into an array of bones across the floor of this room, and just kind of lay there dormant for the time being.
I
still
run
have
up
your-
into the corner.
Yep.
In
Okay.
front of the opposite corner and end my turn.
Stanislav, you're up. The creature is hitting hard. You are
Mhm.
starting to worry. What do you got?
Yes. For my bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Good idea.
And then I am going to attack it. I've been contemplating setting my second level spell slot for Cure Wounds, but I think I need to hit this thing Simulant with magic weapon. So I'm going to smack on it twice with my sword.
With your sword.
Actions. Baba Booey. 22.
The encounter tracker went all fucking haywire again, so I'm just gonna do the HP by hand on a piece of paper. 22
there.
definitely hits. Yeah, you need to beat a 17.
And then 25 to hit. Let's go.
I just need to turn off the thing that when you start an encounter on D&D Beyond, it adds it over here. Both definitely hit. You're going one-handed because you have
So
the
he
shield,
takes
correct?
12. Yeah, what the fuck are those rolls? Let's go.
Those are
So
pretty
he
good,
takes 21 points of magical slashing damage.
yeah. 21, got it.
Um,
As you just stand there and
And-
unleash your 2 strikes on him, and you feel like your sword... you shouldn't be doing damage, but the magical power of this blade is just managing to find purchase, and your damage is sinking in. Starting to look a little unhappy.
I'm gonna put a second level smite into the second attack.
Go ahead. You rolled
Cool.
three damages there?
Sorry?
Tauren rolled a damage.
No, I don't know. I was just moving my mouse around. I clicked it by accident. And I must
I
have
was like,
clicked
wait,
on the
what?
long sword.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So
my
go ahead.
smite is. I just need to confirm how many dice.
How many
it
dice
is.
your smite does?
Yes. So it's 2d8 plus an extra d8 for each spell slot higher than first, so 3 plus another 1d8 against undead or fiends. So I'm rolling 4d8. Yay!
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh god.
Unreal. 11 points.
Oh no.
Sorry, just sending a work email real quick.
This
Right.
is your work.
Well, it's radiant damage, so that's a plus at least. As the radiant damage goes off, you see a bright blinding flash, and like it kind of recoils from it. It seems like it took the full hit, and it is not overly pleased about it. It seems to focus its attention a little more onto you at this point.
Good. I'm gonna stay where I am on this table,
Probably a good idea.
right in front of its face.
Okay, so that'll be your turn.
In
at
fact,
that
I'm gonna just slip on and slide on down one more spot here, jumping over those books.
So at this point, it is going
Bit of
to
a clear
use
shot
its
from above.
legendary action.
Yep.
To activate its bone magnetism. So once again, you watch as it kind of just like maintains its place, kind of shrinks itself inward a bit.
Bone.
The forms begin to shake, and then you see the bones on the floor from the skeletons you just smashed begin to clatter and file its way back into this creature's form, and it seems to begin repiecing itself back together a little bit.
Fucker.
So heals for
Healed my
heals-
entire smite.
heals for 11 hit points. Told you this is a hard fucking like boss. I was not.
No, I rolled 2 1s, a 2, and a 7.
Yeah,
that's
that's
an
rough.
awful roll.
That does, however, take its 3 legendary actions to do. So, Tauren, it's your turn.
I'm just going to drop a second level Cure Wounds on myself.
Nice, good stuff.
And then that's it.
Sounds right.
Sounds
That's
good.
all I can do.
Alrighty. Next up, at the start of the round, its layer action has not recharged, unfortunately. It is going to roll a d6 and see if it does. It does not. It needs to roll a 6. However, it does get its legendary actions back. It is going to take 2 attacks against you, Stanislav, as you're currently standing and harassing it with a radiant holy energy. It's not very fond. 17, I believe, misses with your Shield of Faith. And a 12
And
also misses with +9.
That would have missed without Shield of Faith, both of
So
those
the
attacks.
scythe comes up on one side, and it comes down and tries to hammer down. You get the shield up, and it boom, glances off your steel shield. And the next
Good
one
thing.
managed to just get the sword out of the way and kind of deflect it and parry it off to the side. It
A
does
16 and a 12 damage would have offed me.
yeah, and it does have another bone shard, so it's going to fire that at a Tauren. Visible and have hit it substantially with also some magic damage, which is hitting it for full damage. So Shard attack coming your way. It's a 19 to hit you. Okay, so you take
That
12,
definitely hits.
12 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me another Constitution saving throw, please. You succeed, so you only take 5 points of necrotic as this, like, the corroding, rotting flesh on this bone just finds its way into your bloodstream. You manage to shake
17.
off most of it. Yep, 17 points of damage total. Yeah, it's starting to look rough, I'm guessing.
Tauren looks like shit.
Yeah, and then it is
Good thing you
going,
did that cure wounds.
it is going to use its action to... Oh, also on the start of its turn, I should have rolled. See if it gets its...
It's 3 ones in a row on those d6.
It's going to scoot over here and kind of scale up onto the wall over the fireplace, and it's kind of just half hanging there, half on the ground, half on the wall. Still in your space, didn't leave your attack range or anything, but it is
Yep. I
definitely
assume it
looking
has
like
a
it's-
10-foot attack range, too.
It does.
Yeah.
And it definitely looks like it's trying to reposition a little bit. However, it is your turn. Aten, what do you want to do? Already starting to look a little hairy.
Just gonna move here, and I'm gonna make another attack because it's all I can do.
Just going around. It's so great.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't want to be close to this guy.
Nope.
I'm aware I can't get away, but I could at least stay as far as possible. Oh, is
Sure.
it not? There we go. That's
Yeah. Kieran, if
25 definitely
magnetism
hits.
worked on
Yeah.
living people's bones.
It just sucks the fucking skeleton right out of your body. Gives a new definition to the big suck. It's fine. So 25 definitely hits, and you do get sneak attack. So 9 plus 8, 17 halved is
yeah.
9. You get 9. You get 9 damage on it.
9?
9. It would be starting to look a little on the rougher side if it hadn't been for the heal it managed to squeeze in there.
Yep.
However, it is definitely taking the hits and starting to look a little unhappy.
Yeah,
Another shot.
no, I don't have that type of ability.
Yeah, you're a rogue.
Oh, you don't have multi-shot.
Well, I won't until next level. Next level, I'll have an additional attack. But not right now. And the fighting styles, like the maneuvers that I would take that would be more useful in this situation, I don't have yet. I will soon,
Fair enough.
but I don't yet. I had a different plan for the early game.
Fair.
So-
So it's going to... it's going to use one of its legendary actions to make a shard attack back at you, Aten, as it you attack it. Shard attack! I did.
Oof.
Oh, that was the... I didn't mean... Yeah, I clicked the legendary one action on purpose. Oop, there you go. It's a 10 to hit. It was a big miss. So as you fire your crossbow, you watch as another shard of bone just comes flying out of this kind of whirling mass of bones towards you. And you kind of sidestep and once again kind of sticks into the wall and wiggles a little bit.
Okay.
Pretty nasty looking bone.
I'm going to as a bonus action because I forgot I had this. Is it 30 feet away? It's 40. I'm going to move 10 feet forward. I'm going to point at it and say, when it moves, it has an opening there! And move back, and that's my help action. So the next attack against it will have advantage.
Yeah, okay. So whoever attacks it next gets advantage.
Yeesh.
Alright, so that's your whole turn. It's going to legendary action, take an attack against you, Stanislav.
Okay.
Bone Scythe. That's a 20 to hit.
Miss.
With your Shield of Faith. Once again, the scythe comes down and tries to just cleave you in half. And you lower the shield, kind of catch it on the side and brace yourself and resist the strength of the blow. Good shit, man.
A bit of like faint gold magic energy helping brace that as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit, like, definitely some
From the Shield of Faith.
magical assistance happening here. Otherwise, it would probably be a rough time. It is your turn, though.
I am going to attack it at advantage.
Yep.
That's all I got at this
Just
point.
one attack at advantage, or is it the whole round of attacks?
Mike?
23
Next,
hits.
it's just the next attack, right?
I think it's just the
Yeah,
the
it's
very
just the next
subsequent
attack has
Okay,
advantage,
so
yeah.
23 fucking hits substantially.
And natural one.
No, you do... Okay.
Damage to myself.
Yeah, so roll the damage on the 23, please, first. So that's
so
7.
I deal 7 and I take 13.
You deal 7 points of damage, and you slash, and as you bring the strike around on the next one, the scythe just comes up and blocks your strike so firmly that the sword just lets out this black radiant blast, and you feel a chill travel up your arm as you take 13 points of psychic damage that is transferred to you as the curse of your blade, for one of the rare times, manages to take hold. That's twice in the entire campaign.
Yep.
Yeah.
At a moment where we really needed it.
Yep.
Well, I'm in fucking rough shape. Do I have any bonus actions I can use? Nope, because I only have one channel divinity. I can't use the second harness divine power.
Okay. So any
Dope,
movement or anything like that, or are you just gonna hold tight? Okay, Tauren, you're up.
I have noticed that weird black shit come out of his sword and into his hand.
What's your passive perception?
You would have heard me yell in pain.
Yeah,
16.
Yeah, you definitely see this large, like it's almost a black, like it's the equivalent of his radiant magic, but instead of a bright golden aura, it's this black kind of cloud-like brief, and then you see Stanislav kind of grab his head.
At that point, I'm gonna turn to Otten and no hard feelings. I'm gonna run up to Stanislav and slap him on the ass and cast a second level Cure Wounds.
There you go.
Makeshift medic coming through.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. I
get
ain't
10 points of healing back, Stanislav.
Sick.
And I guess I'm just gonna stay there, because I can't go anywhere.
It does get one more legend. Actually, it's just gonna do its round. So I'm gonna roll to recharge the. Fuck! Fuck! Okay, so none of his cool abilities recharge.
Oh no! The Hallel! However will
Fuck you!
Yeah,
it's fine. Alright, he's gonna take a bone scythe attack against Stanislav. That is a 22 to hit you.
Shit.
I believe that hits, yes? And you take 16 points of slashing damage as the scythe just down right into you. And the next one, however, seeing Tauren come up and use magic to heal you, it kind of gets the vibe of that. It's going to come an overhand kind of stabbing strike with the scythe towards Tauren as well. 22 to hit as well, Tauren. So you take 14 points of slashing damage.
And I'm down.
Oh, buddy.
Does it have a third attack too?
It does. It is going to take a ranged
attack.
Wait. If
I'm not killed outright, I pop back up.
You're an orc. So you get the slash comes down, essentially goes right through your calf, kind of pins you to the table like fucking like Starship Troopers style, where the thing goes right through the dude's leg, and you're kind of pinned down, and you begin losing a lot of blood, and you fall, and you put your hand down, and as you begin to lose consciousness, you just center yourself, and you feel the blood and strength of your ancestors within your very self take hold, and you look up with just a mix of rage and pain in your eyes as you regain 1 hit point and are still currently awake.
I'm doing my part.
Screaming. It is going.
I'm doing my part.
It's gonna make its ranged attack against.
Thank you for that Starship Troopers reference. I love
Starship Troopers. It's gonna make ranged attacks against you, Auden, with a 16.
Just hits.
Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing and need a Constitution saving throw, please.
TPK do.
Looking like it.
So you take a total of 15 points of damage, 6 necrotic, 9 piercing. How you looking?
6 hit points.
Ooh,
one more than me.
Oh boy.
We've got 12 hit points between us, boys.
Yeah.
I once again say we should try to break down the door and run. We don't have a play here, guys.
Yeah. So it is going to just shift over,
it's too late for that.
Staying in your range, Stanny, but effectively, it left yours.
No, it technically
Tauren.
Didn't. Oh, it left Tauren's.
It left Tauren's attack range.
Yeah.
So you can make an attack of opportunity against it if you want it. And you're still in its range, but it's not in yours. So attack of opportunity if you want.
I will do that.
Just bop him with the bow or something.
Yeah.
give him a big bop.
Is this square right here his space?
Yeah, technically that entire 3 by 3.
So he's 15 by 15. Okay.
Yup.
So am I firing my bow at him?
It's technically attack of opportunity has to be melee based.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you have a feat that negates that.
14?
Unfortunately misses as it begins to move away. You try to just boot it in one of its appendages and don't manage to do any substantial damage to it. However, it is... Yeah, it is going to end its turn there. Next up, we have Auten. What are you going to do?
This is probably not smart, but I'm gonna move there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and make an attack. I've been scrolling up and down on my sheet trying to find things, so I apologize for the delay.
25 against him. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Yeah, so that is for, well, it's...
It's 7 points total all
Yeah.
added together. 13. By 2, rounded
and
up.
then I'm gonna bonus action give advantage on the next attack.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right, it's starting to like take some hits. It's gonna use its 3 legendary actions to bone magnetism again. But like it heals for 13. It's not bad. It's not quite managing to keep up with the damage you guys are outputting per se, but it's close. Like you're still out damaging its healing ability more or less, but it's not by much. So that'll be its 3 legendary actions at the end of your turn. It has none left for this round. Stanislav, you are up. What do you want to do?
I don't know if I want to drop Shield of Faith in
I'm
order
sorry,
to cast
guys.
Searing Smite.
Right, it's not my turn nor my call. You do you, boo.
That's a fucking +8 to hit. Which means I'm keeping. No,
Has a
I'm just gonna hit it
+9
twice.
on
+9 to hit.
Scythe's 8 on the range.
I'm keeping my Shield of Faith up.
Good call. I would
Yeah.
recommend that. I don't like to
That's-
recommend to you to do things, but
If I
it's-
drop Shield of Faith, it keeps it at an even hit chance for you, but if I keep it up, it keeps it lower.
Yeah.
So I have to. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna hit it twice.
Okay, go ahead.
First one with advantage.
25
25.
definitely hits. 17 would hit either way, but
Second one's a 22.
both hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's starting to take some hits now. It's
That is 24 points of damage.
Ooh, and it all goes through. Okay, so
Mhm.
adding that all up. Okay. Not quite bloodied yet. but,
I would
like,
have had to move here to do that. No, I technically would.
You're technically still in its range where you were. It does cover that square. Think of it as like it's almost like it's standing on like 7 or 8 different appendages. It's not quite a spider, but it's kind of just got a bunch of random limbs coming out that it's standing on, and it fills like that entire space. So you're good to attack from there. 24 points of slashing damage total, and the two of you watch as Stanislav just slashes into this creature. The bursts of radiant energy coming off his blade as he does so. The
Nope,
blade.
not this time.
No, it's the blade. It's the blade of the deceased.
Oh, I see.
Either way.
Interesting.
It's magical. That's what's allowing you to hit it. Either way.
Yep.
So that will be your turn, correct?
How do I so consistently roll higher damage from one hand over two?
I
hands?
don't know.
I don't get it.
It kind of defies
It's like
reason.
every time. Anyways, yeah, that's fuck. That's gonna have to be it, I guess.
It's got no further legendary actions, and none of its really cool
Yeah.
abilities have recharged yet. So you guys are
Although
doing
it
okay.
still
this
might
round.
right now after Tauren's turn.
Yeah, but there might be some other stuff happening. Tauren, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move back up over here
Yep,
and
good call.
then drop a level 1 cure wounds on myself.
You are leaving its attack range by doing so.
Okay, I'm gonna stay there and drop a level 1 cure wounds on myself.
Fair. You do know it has a 10-foot reach. It can easily make that distance up.
And then I won't do anything.
You gotta heal yourself for 7. Alrighty, sounds good. At the start of the round, I'm gonna re-roll the layer action. And before
Hey,
this,
it wasn't a 1. You're getting closer.
before this creature's turn, however, you hear coming from the other side of the wooden door just something trying to seemingly smash its way through the other side.
I sure fucking hope this is a good thing.
I'm right next to the door. Can I see what's trying to smash through?
There is no window in the door. It's just solid wood. As with that, though, the 22 to hit, you see the point of a longsword just begin to come through the door, and you see On the other side of it, just flashes of kind of a familiar hair color and a familiar half-elvish face that you lot have been traveling with for some time. And behind that, making an attack of his own. Let's see if we can do this. All right. So together, you see the longsword hacking through the door, and like you gather, drawn by the noise of this fucking commotion ahead. Or upstairs, essentially. And as Lydax just hacks his way through the door, you watch as Ilsevere just kind of from behind him does like a running drop kick and just 2 feet into the door, bursting it inward. And the two of them spill into the chamber. Let me get some knees out here.
Ilsevere's monk unarmed weapons count as magical attacks for the purpose of overcoming resistances at his level.
Exactly. Boop. There's Ilsevere. I don't think I have one yet for Lynax, so he's just gonna get fucking elf.
I just look at them. I am so fucking glad to see you. Help!
We could hear the noise from downstairs, brother. And he is going to I need it. Just give me an elf. There's a longswordsman. Perfect. Thank you. You look like shit. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm dealing with it. So the two of them come bursting in, and they're currently just like make their way through the door at this point. Seeing this massive creature, they're going to roll both of their initiatives, starting with Ilsevere.
So the skeleton had a 13, and then it was 9, 10, 11 for the three of us in that order. 11, 10, 9 in descending order.
It's fine. Then Lynax going to roll his initiative. Yeah, that one I can just roll. It doesn't fuck up anything. So, I'm just going to let it go like that, and Lynax is going to start the round. That's just how we're going to do it from here on in. Lynax, seeing you fight this creature, still fairly scarred looking and wounded from the battle of the previous day, you gather he's at least managed to get enough rest in to help out, and he's going to just rush forward, his long sword in hand. Kind of a nice curved elvish blade, not quite like a katana, but more of like just a long, slightly curved long sword. And he's going to run in,
like a scimitar-ish long sword.
Kind of, almost, yeah. And he's going to make 2 attacks with his +2 longsword to add some.
Fucking go!
14. The 14 unfortunately will miss. So I don't understand. I don't like the
What are your crit rolls?
I don't understand.
D&D
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what its crit rolls are, because that was a 1 times 2, and then it should have just. I don't. Oh yeah, no. 1 times 2 is 2. Wow, he sucks. Oh, he's terrible.
Oh.
Does 9 points of slashing damage on a fucking critical. That can't.
It's okay.
be.
I did 11 on a 2nd level divine smite on an undead creature earlier.
It was beautiful.
He did.
Yep.
He literally did 9 points of damage. Okay. So that's 9 points to the creature out of fucking. I might switch to the exploding crit system that Mike uses in his game after that. Honestly.
Well, you just rolled twice the amount of dice.
Yeah. No, you take
you
the
max the
full
first set.
damage and then
Right.
you roll the set. Yeah. And we'll talk about that after the game, because
Okay.
that's like I have blue balls right now. That hurts me. He runs in with this strike already. He steps and just slashes into the creature. The sword too does appear to be magical, as all of the damage is transferred. You see a number of bones scatter out onto.
Maybe he
floor.
like hit a bit of an empty spot within the skeleton,
yeah.
although
And
he hit it with a crit. He
Then
just
the next
didn't
strike,
get
he
the
tries
full
to
chunk
go
of it.
for a stab, and it kind of just finds a slot between a rib cage and doesn't do any substantial damage. Next up, Ilsevere
Start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner.
is going to look around. His passive's pretty good. Which one of you looks the shittiest? He has an 18 passive perception. You have 5 HP. Alton, how are you?
I know it might not be the highest or the lowest.
I have 8.
I have 6.
In terms of grievous wounds, it looks like
We are all
you're all pretty
horrifically
fucked up.
fucked up.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Also, he has to hit with his monk attacks in order to use his healing hand.
Yes, he does.
The healing head, I think technically he just has to use Flurry of Bows.
Yeah, you can spend 1 key point to touch a creature. You don't actually have to hit, and then you can use your flurry of blows and transfer. Instead of doing damage, you do a heal and it doesn't cost an extra key point. So he's gonna just run up and use a key point to give you a strong tap on the back. Key points down by 1.
Flurry of heels.
Yeah, he's just gonna do the one. He's literally gonna walk up and give you like a smack on the ass, essentially. Come on, brother.
That is the second time today.
You can do this. Focus.
8
And,
points.
just give you a smack on the back and heal you for 8 points. Not bad.
Potentially clutch city. We'll see.
Not bad, but not great. And then he is going to. He has quite a bit of movement, so he is going to loop around this side and also stand on the table next to you, facing this creature. And it takes a whole action to do that spell. So he is just going to hang out there and kind of ready himself. I believe you can use a key point to take a dodge action, correct? Is that a monk thing?
Yeah, that's
Step of the wind.
Yeah, that one.
He's actually not going to do that this time. He's just going to chill. And he's going to try to like get in his face and just ready himself to respond to any potential goings on. At that point, the creature is going to get his turn. Please, can I roll the fucking d6 and not fail it?
Thank fuck.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hallelujah.
So now having a multitude of targets to choose from, it is going to assess the threat of the new target that has just run in and unleashed a fucking barrage of two-handed longswords attacks on him. Also, yeah, I forgot to read the two-handed damage, so I got that in there. Two-handed attack. And the creature is going to attack Linax with 2 of his bone sights. Both are going to come down at the same time, just kind of stabbing and trying to impale him into the floor. Hits once for 17 points. Oof.
Does his bone scythe arm fall off on a nat 1?
No, unfortunately. It does hit the ground and kind of just like sends a shiver through it, and it kind of loses its footing on that one and kind of can't get itself into a good position to launch its third attack, I will say. Next up,
That would have hurt if it had nerves.
Yeah, next up we have you know what? It is going to risk the attack of opportunity. It scurries up and climbs into the back corner of the room, about 20 feet off the ground. Kind of just in the back corner, trying to observe, out of melee reach for the most of, more or less everybody. So, that will be its whole turn. It does take an attack of opportunity from both Linax, and Ilsevere and Stanislav.
I rolled 28, a nat 19.
You hit. Unfortunately, Linax does not, nor does... Or Ilsevere does. Okay.
Again! I rolled higher on the one hand.
You were at 12 points. Okay, there you go. I just want his heal to come back. Like, that's... I'm literally counting on that at this point. 26 does hit for Ilsevere. Unarmed strike damage.
Nice.
And
it's 22
You
between
watch as
us.
Ilsevere just gets a step up and essentially... And as he pummels, you see just a flash of force come through.
Nice.
And you notice, under the force of this bludgeoning damage, the bones begin to shatter and turn essentially just to ash, to powder, not being able to withstand the sheer thing. It looks like it took more damage from that attack than even you could have expected.
And then I dealt 12 to it.
Yep, I got it all down. It's still not bloodied, but it's on the cusp. Very strong creature. I made this very clear.
Also fucking huge, so...
It's fucking massive.
Yep.
That will be its turn, however. Otten, you're up. 2 of your allies rush into the room. The creature kind of recoils and gets some distance from you all. What do you got going on?
There's nobody within 5 feet of it anymore, yeah?
Nope. It is about 20 feet up and at the back of the room.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do my attack again. This one we will not be adding sneak attack damage to, so just 3 points of damage, whatever.
There we go. It is now bloodied.
Okay.
The 3 points was the cusp.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it give the next attack against an advantage.
Okay.
And then I run down the hallway.
All right, fair enough.
It's not a bad idea, dude.
I end my turn.
Yep.
Okay. All right, it's going to take its legendary action to go ahead and take a... it's going to take a shard attack from the roof. There's 4 of you in there, starting from Ilsevere. It's going to be 1, Tauren's 2, Stanny's 3, and then Linax is 4. We're going to see
do
who
it.
it's targeting.
It didn't recharge its thing. Oh, you're talking. I
Throw
see
its
what you
bone
mean.
shard. Yeah.
Right.
That's 10 to hit. So it fires one of these bone shards at Linax, who just deftly steps out of the way, and it hits the floor and kind of just ricochets off, not doing anything substantial,
Nice.
and not finding any purchase. I do believe that is your turn, Stanislav. What do you got?
All right, bolstered by the new confidence that my friends are here, I am gonna do some stupid shit.
Okay, sure.
I
Sure.
Drop Shield of Faith.
Okay, sure.
As a bonus action, I cast Searing Smite.
Okay.
As my last racial ability.
You guys are lucky nothing is fucking recharged, I gotta say.
And yeah, then I'm gonna come up and give it the smacks.
To be fair, it doesn't need to regen the healing. You're gonna give it the smacks? Sure.
Yep. Sit right there in front of my brother.
You do an extra 3 points of fire damage.
Yeah, and then it has to make a save or it gets lit on fire. But here's the attacks.
21 hits, 19 hits.
That is the first attack.
Okay, 21
Because it was at
hits.
advantage, remember?
Yep. Still hits.
Sweet. And then second attack.
Wait, he's 20 feet in the air. You don't have range. I already said that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he's 15 feet tall, so he's hanging down 15 feet
He's
from the ceiling.
he's on the roof 20 feet in the air. The roof is about 40 feet up. 40 feet up. Yeah, you do not have melee range. I said that last
Oh,
time.
you didn't hear? With my help
didn't hear
bonus
that.
action, I also gave him levitate so that he could just float.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have no way of hitting him with
Okay.
with
In
a,
that case, retcon. None of that happened. Okay, I didn't cast Searing Smite.
Yes, that's fair.
I'm gonna throw 2 javelins at it.
Okay. So you still have your shield of faith.
Shield of Faith. Yes.
Also,
So I'm
we
just
got
gonna.
a hydrate
I have to
redeem
reroll.
for anyone who has water handy. Yeah, go ahead and roll your
So an 18 to hit.
18 just hits.
Okay, and second attack.
Does not.
Nope.
So the first one, you step and you throw it forward, and you manage to just lodge this javelin inside the thing. It only takes 4 points piercing damage.
That's
'Cause
fine.
those are non-magical. And that's your turn, correct?
Yeah, I don't really think I have any other bonus actions.
No, he's just clinging from the roof above you.
Cool.
Okay. Tauren, you see this massive, spider-like creature kind of just hanging in here. Its hands and, appendages kind of just stabbed into the wooden wall at this point, giving it the ability to climb. So what would you like to do?
Tauren will move back up over here, and then I'm just going to take 2 shots at him.
Go ahead.
Oops.
12 unfortunately misses. You cannot get a clean strike in. And the 19 does hit. You do 3 points plus 1. So you do 4 points of damage
And I
altogether.
guess,
That's rough, dude.
when I cast Cure Wounds, did I drop my Hunter's Mark?
No, Cure Wounds isn't concentration.
All right. Oh, wrong
You
thing.
can add your d6. That's
4.
reduced. All right. He's still taking the hits and is looking rough, but still in fighting condition, it would seem. This is not a foe that was meant to be dispatched easily. Is that your turn?
Oh, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, it is going to use its next legendary action on this turn, and it's the start of the round, so I'm going to roll to see if the lead...
Oh my god!
It's fine. It's going to make a bone shard attack against Linax again. Dude. The 15, I believe, misses. Does it? It does not.
I hope so. Oh,
It
darn.
does not. He's wearing shitty armor. He's not wearing any armor. That's a me issue. I should have fixed that. 1 second.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Boop. He has studded leather. I just forgot to equip it. Boop. There we go.
Now
And
it
it's
doesn't
still a
hit?
15. It still hits. So he takes 10 points, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which he succeeds just barely. So he's only going to take 5 points
15.
of damage. 15 points total. He's Linux
substantial.
is beyond bloodied at this point. He's looking rough. He's now taking the hits. He's kind of clutching his side, already wounded from the previous battle, not quite fully recovered. He's kind of just winced over, and you see the shard kind of just dripping this kind of pussy, yellowish black kind of like mixture of liquid out of its the decaying bone. It is Linex's turn, however. He is going to step back over behind the table and try to crouch down, giving himself some cover. And is going to cast Cure Wounds on himself at 2nd level. Fuck. Our heal rolls have been terrible this game, guys. So bad. So he heals a little bit. You just see him kind of focusing. You see the kind of natural energy from his kind of more druidic ranger style magic coalesce.
You rolled a 1 and a 3 on 2d8. Jeez.
Yeah, and the wound closes mostly and doesn't do much for the necrosis, however. Next up, we have Ilsevere, who is kind of pissed off and not at all happy that this thing has been doing such a number on us. He's going to look over at you and be like, how are you, brother?
I'm still in quite a bit of pain.
All right, he is going to... How much movement does he have? He has 45 feet.
Yeah, it's fast as fuck.
Okay, I'm going to roll him an acrobatic check. What he's going to try to do is run off the table, leap onto the top of the bookshelf, and kind of like do a spinning kick and try to just catch this guy on the way down. So we're going to roll acrobatics.
He doesn't have the vertical surfaces movement thing yet, does he?
I am rolling acrobatics checks. He fucking fails. He kind of runs, jumps, gets a foot on top of the bookshelf, and as he's trying to hold himself up and pull himself to get to some high ground to attack this creature, the bookshelf just begins to fall backwards, and he tumbles back onto the ground. Pretty much beneath the table. This is a dex save to see if he's prone or not. He does not go prone. He does land on his feet and manages not to get crushed by the bookshelf. He just kind of looks around, feeling this look of like, oh, I hope no one fucking saw that in his eyes.
I'm staring right at him. Good one, brother.
Thanks. And he's just gonna run over here and just slap you one more time and give you the hand of healing instead of getting attacks in. You get 7 points of heals. I rolled
Nice.
a 2. That's garbage.
At 20, let's go.
Yep. So you heal just a little more, and he's kind of just like at this point, like not quite on the table. He's kind of standing in front of it, just kind of with a hand on your foot, not able to do anything. Okay, come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
Oh.
You know, this is not a 1.
Okay. So it is going to scurry along the roof. To about here. Here? Yeah, that'll work. It's going to scurry along the roof and then just collapse down and try to attack Tauren and Ilsevere with scythes. And you know what? He's going to try to hit Stanislav on the way down too. He's going to have to make a dex save to avoid some falling damage. Because he's effectively just dropping from the 40-foot ceiling.
All in your head.
Okay. So,
Roll 1!
he does roll in that one. He's going to take the full damage. So what is it? It's a d6 per 10 feet, correct?
For 5 feet.
No, per 10. As far as I know. I'll check. 1 second. And double check. It's so rare that 1d6 every 10 feet.
1d6 for every 10 feet. Yep.
Yep, okay. I'm not crazy. So that will be 40 feet up. Yep, so 46. Okay.
Nice. It's good.
Yeah,
Roll.
unfortunately. Yeah, it is bludgeoning damage too, so it's going to be a total of 26. So as it kind of like appears above you, the three of you look up like, oh, fuck. And it falls and crashes to the ground. Some of the bones scatter out. It does manage to like piece itself up together and is just going to make 3 attacks against you. It has 40 feet of movement, so it'll use the rest of its movement to get up. But it is going to take its 3 attacks. It took a fucking sizable hit there, and it was double damage. So
Oh, really?
yeah. Any bludgeoning damage to skeletons, they're vulnerable to bludgeoning and force damage. Or this one's vulnerable to force. They're all blood.
Can I have gathered that after seeing that? to potentially turn my sword sideways.
It's a long sword. I'm not written. Attacking with
like
the,
2.5, 3
I
inches
feel-
thick.
you're kind of stretching it there a little bit.
No, that's fine. I'm just asking.
Anyway, it's gonna go 3 attacks, one against each of you, starting at the top. So 15 to hit you, Tauren. Does that hit?
That
Don't believe-
hits.
Oh,
Really?
you only take 8 points of slashing damage. However,
I'm down.
okay. So Tauren falls unconscious and is currently making the death saving throws.
Good.
Am I rolling now or my turn?
It's your turn. Next one is gonna go for Stanislav. That's a 27 to hit you. That hits. You take 16 points of slashing damage as the scythe just carves through your armor. Your armor's now beginning to fall apart once again. You're
It's magical.
gonna need. It's not magical. Explain this. It's masterwork. It is not magical.
You never told me that.
Yeah, it's the armor of the Hushroot. It's the exact same as the bows. It is masterwork, not magical.
Yeah,
It gives you bonuses because of how well it's made. It does not have magical enhancements.
It's the same thing with my brain just shut down. The bow that I gave.
Yeah, the
Tauren.
long bows that Tauren and Mike both have.
Yeah.
I thought that's why I paid so much gold for it. But okay.
You paid so much gold because it's masterwork and negates the stealth penalty for you. What more
Yeah.
do you want?
The stealth penalty bit's really important.
I just thought it was magic.
Nope.
Okay.
Not even a little bit. So the last attack is going to go against Ilsevere, which also misses with a 13. Fine. It's fine.
Okay, bud. It's okay.
That will be its turn. It took a lot of fucking damage. It is not looking great. I also realize it does not need to recharge the bone magnetism. It's the fucking explosion and the raising of the bones that recharges.
Oh.
So, either way, Aten, you are up. You watch just a devastating torrent of attacks go out against
I haven't
your
seen
squad.
anything.
Oh yeah, you're out of the. You're in the hallway. You
did-
hear a loud crash of bone on wood. You hear Tauren let out a scream, and then is silenced. That's about it. What would you like to do?
I step back 10 feet into the doorway, shoot the big thing. Nothing's within 5 feet.
Yeah, unfortunately. Tauren's unconscious. Yeah, no, Ilsevere technically is.
So
it's right here.
takes 3 points of piercing. Oh, okay. So
It
then
would
I
if you
do
hit.
get that sneak attack.
Yeah.
15 misses.
Yeah, it's 17 hit, unfortunately.
Beautiful.
As you fire, it kind of just glances off some of the bones on top of it. Doesn't manage to find any purchase on it.
I dip 10 feet back into the doorway.
Do you do the thing for advantage?
I don't know if I was close enough at the time. Let me check. If I was, I will do it.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
Oh, then yeah, I'll do the advantage thing before I dip back. You get 'em, boys! I immediately disappear.
Just some words of encouragement. You got this, guys. You
All right.
got this. At the end of Otten's turn, it is going to use its all 3 legendary actions to do its bone magnetism again. Oh, baby, let's go. And you all watch as all the bones on the ground that have begun falling out of its form as it's taken damage begin to piece back together. However, you have been doing a sizable amount of damage to the bones themselves, and some of them are more or less rendered inert and do not return to his form. But he's once again beefing himself up a little bit. Still hovering around the bloodied point. You're up, Stanislav. What would you like to do?
I just fucking hit him. That's all I can do. All 4 hit points that I have.
Sorry. You guys walked into the last room of a base.
20 to hit.
20 fucking hits, dude. You gotta beat
And
17.
17 to hit.
17 also hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. You and your brother are the
24.
only ones who are actually capable of doing full damage. It is well past bloodied at this point.
24.
Yeah, some of the bones are beginning to hang loose off of it. It's not really like in its full form anymore. It's kind of having trouble maintaining itself. Still standing. Still a threat.
Then I'm just going to slide back 5 more feet, staying within its range.
Sure. Absolutely
That's
doable. Next up, we have Tauren, who is unconscious. I need you to roll me just a straight d20, please. You succeed, I believe, right? Yeah, it's 1 to 9 and 10 to 20, right? I believe. Mike,
Oh yeah.
back me up on this.
Yeah, 1 to 9, 10 to 20.
Okay. So, you get 1 death save success. You do not suffer a failure on that one. So you're just kind of lying there unconscious, trying to just like will yourself to life and prevent death. I like to picture it, you're trying to like stuff your fucking entrails back in a little bit, like you're conscious and just trying to maintain, not slip away.
Today.
Yeah. So
Wake
that
me up inside.
that is your whole turn. Next up, Linax is going to go. He's going to. He can make it over to you. He's just going to sprint over, seeing you, a member of his kin, his tribe, wounded and nearing death. He's going to sprint over to you as fast as he can, just slap his hands down on you, and he's going to cast another second level Cure Wounds, and you get 11 points of heals.
Hey.
Fucking
That's average.
yeah, 3 and a 5. It's not. Not
It's actually
great.
exactly average.
Not
Well, I mean, with the
great.
+3, it should be 3 points higher. But yeah, it's within acceptable parameters.
I'm not happy. It's fine. That will be his whole turn. However, he's just going to use his last little bit of movement to back up.
I will willingly trade.
Actually, no, he can't because I'm pretty sure he is in. Yep, he's in reach, so he's just going to hang out there. He's aware of the reach issue. That will be his whole turn. Ilsevere is going.
I would still be 10 feet from the creature if you move back a square.
Oh, I mean, in that case, it doesn't really. Gonna hang out where he is and try to protect Tauren a bit.
Yep.
Ilsevere's up. He is between the two of you. He's gonna move up and interpose himself between the two of you as best he can, and is actually going to unleash some attacks this time around.
Smart.
So he's gonna do the 2 unarmed strikes.
Nice.
First one hits. Second one hits. Let's go,
Nice. And he's dealing bludgeoning damage.
and magical.
Yeah.
So that's a 16 and a 14. So 30 points altogether. The creature is definitely having trouble maintaining its form at this point. Like I said, bones are falling out. It's kind of like shambling along where movements were a little more fluid before. It's starting to go downhill quickly. And then for his
Finish him, brother!
he's going to use a key point to heal you. Actually, going to yep.
I yelled. Oh, okay.
He's more concerned about you not dying at this point.
That's fair.
He's smart enough to know it's not in lethal range yet. And he's going to hit you with that hand of healing. You take 6 points of healing from my awesome healing abilities. That are
Sounds
so
better than nothing.
that is so fucking good. Damn. Forgot to hydrate. There we go. So that will be Ilsevere's turn. Come on. Oh, I forgot to roll to see if the thing came back at the top of the round. 1 second. It doesn't.
Nope.
And then for
And-
him, it doesn't. It's a 1 in 6 chance. It's a 1 in 6 chance.
Warms my
2 and
heart.
6. It's a 1 in 3 chance. Because you get it back on a 5
the
and
first
6.
first one only comes back on a 6 though.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
That's the big scary
the
one.
one
right?
that summons skeletons is
Oh.
the one that the big explosion one is more rechargeable. But
Or is it?
alas. So what to do? I can't use any of its cool abilities. I'm a little bummed. I've worked hard on this. It's just gonna take its 3 attacks once against
He instantly
Linax.
recharges.
Yeah, once against Linax, once against Ilsevere, once actually it's gonna go 2 against Ilsevere because Ilsevere's actually been like putting up some fucking damage numbers on him. So first one is Linax, it's 25, he takes 10 points of slashing damage. He's not looking great. But he's still standing.
Yeah,
26. Okay, so Ilsevere
Oh,
takes
fuck.
a full 26 points damage on that. Oh.
Is he still up?
So, you all watch as this creature just rears up, its form kind of crumbling under its own weight. It manages to get its 3 attacks back in, swings the left hand at Linax, who is just slashed across the chest and kind of tumbles backwards. And the next 2 strikes is going to go in and try to stab Ilsevere and catch him through the torso. And the next one's just going to come down the opposite way, kind of just bisecting him down the middle, almost making like an X and crossing in the middle. And then yanks it out, and you see just 2 spurts of blood coming out of the shoulders as Ilsevere collapses to the ground completely
Ah, no!
and utterly unconscious.
You fucking piece of shit!
That will, however, it's going to risk the attack of opportunity from Linax to use its movement to climb back up the wall. So it's about
And no, not me.
Yeah, so you're not in it yet. It's going to go another, probably climb back up and get about 10 feet up the wall out of your guys' reach.
Get that attack of opportunity as well.
You're
Is that out of
unconscious.
reach?
You're.
Linex just
Oh,
healed him.
right.
Oh yeah, you are. You got healed. You are technically
Yeah.
awake. You are still prone, however. So it will be an attack at disadvantage, but you do get a strike against him. Go ahead.
When you're prone, attacks are not made at disadvantage.
Yeah, they are. You're attacking from your back on the ground against something standing above you.
Prone attacks disadvantage is a thing.
It's
Well,
100%.
I definitely didn't do anything.
Oh, you rolled a nat 1. That's even worse, dude. Lineax definitely hits. Does 13 points of slashing damage.
I smashed
Nice.
my hand into some bone shards.
So as it's trying to step back, Linex just steps forward and kind of stabs inward, dragging downward, dealing a fairly substantial wound, whereas Tauren just kind of like from his back is like, ah! and tries to
I
swing.
got you.
Yeah, tries to take a quick swing just with his hand, and unfortunately is unable to connect. Aten, you're up. You just hear the sound of chaos happening from inside. You hear Stanislav screaming at the top of his lungs.
All right, well, if Stanny is screaming, that's not a necessarily great sign. So I come up. I'm gonna evaluate. I'm gonna make an attack, as I have been.
Hmm. It hits. You do. No one's in his range, so you don't even get your sneak attack. You
I
get
do 2 points.
3 points. We round up.
Tauren is in his range.
No, he's not. He moved 10 feet up the wall. He's 10
moved
feet
up
off
the
the ground.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mobile. He's gonna. You guys have all the mobile feats and everything. And this guy's gonna utilize some shit too.
Yeah.
Aten, you do hit, just not for very much at this point.
Yeah.
You're kind of facing a losing battle. It feels like.
Yeah. And on that note, I'm just gonna yell, "Grab the down and get the hell out!" But I am going to. I am going to use the help action because Stanislav is going to ignore me. And I'm going to move 10 feet back down and end my turn.
Okay. Stanislav, you're up. Your brother is laying unconscious, bleeding heavily on the table in front of you, kind of half draped off of it, barely clinging on to life. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm seeing red at this point, so I'm going to move here and take a running jump and attack this guy twice midair.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to grab on
I can
anything,
jump.
so you are going to hit the ground after your jump, but you definitely can get 2 attacks in. He's only
That's
10
fine.
feet away. Yep, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have okay. First attack. Fucking 28.
Yep, that hits.
Second attack. Also
Also
28.
Both hit.
$23 points.
Okay. So you run off the table using your foot to pivot or to jump and get a good foot plant and just overhand strike. And on the way down, manage to swing a second one. You hit. You do a substantial amount of damage. The creature is still barely standing now, and it's just kind of recoiling up the wall a little bit.
Can I
Almost
use
in
my
fear,
bonus
but not
action
quite.
to grab onto it? Or would that be a whole action?
That's
Like
a
not
whole-
grapple
that's,
it,
that's
but
a
try
whole
and...
action, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. You're currently just you would be standing essentially underneath it by the bookshelf.
Like there-ish.
Perfect. Yeah, that works. So that will be your turn. It still doesn't
Yep.
have it legendary actions back, unfortunately. Or does it? No, it healed after.
Yeah, it used its bone thingy.
Yeah. So Tauren, you are conscious, just laying on the ground. Fuck.
Okay, use half a move to get up.
Yep, absolutely. So you stand up from prone. No worries at all.
So I'm gonna run down here and drop a 1 level cure wounds on Elsevier.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead. Roll the heal there.
$11.
Heals 11. That's one of the higher fucking.
Oh, that's a
heals.
max heal. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
as good as it gets right there. Okay. Perfect.
Not today. I smash him right on the chest.
There you
Nice.
go. Window, 'cause it's running right. Alrighty. Okay, so that is your turn. You manage to get the heal. Ilsevir's eyes just kind of flick open. He's still bleeding profusely, but he's conscious and no longer nearing death. Just prone, however. So that'll be your turn, correct?
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up, we have Linax, who is not really going to be able to do anything useful against a creature in the air like that. So, they're just probably going to keep the heals coming, honestly. Yeah, he's just going to cast a... how you looking, Stanny? He's going to run up to you underneath the creature, getting probably 10-foot range, so he's just barely out of the range. You're definitely in it from where you are. He's going to cast his last cure, 2nd level cure wounds on you for 11 points of healing. Enjoy. Fuck.
I mean, 11's pretty good, actually.
Not when the creature can do like 20, but yeah. And it does not succeed on its thing at the start of the round to get its cool abilities that I worked super hard on back. That will be Linax's turn. Ilsevere is up. He's equal parts afraid and injured. He's gonna just say, "Brother, I don't know if this is when we walk away from." He's gonna try to recoil a little bit and just back up, and he's going to just grab a... What does he have for weapons? He's got himself a couple. He has a couple... Ooh. Okay. 1 second here.
Does he have ranged monk weapons?
No, he has spells. Ilsevere has Ray of Frost.
Oh.
For some reason.
Oh, because of all the warlock feats that I took for him. That's right.
So he's gonna step back and he's gonna try to just cast Ray of Frost and miss terribly on his attack. Unfortunately, he kind of just hides behind the table trying to get some cover. It is now the start of this creature's turn. It's fine. So it is going to just look beneath it at the 3 targets that are all readily within range, and from its position on the roof is going to... You know what? Yeah, that seems fair. I'm going to have him make an attack against all 3 of you instead of just focusing, because you're all hitting him and healing each other, and it is annoying him. So first one is Linax. Oh, okay. So, the first strike goes against Linax, the scythe just kind of coming down from the ceiling and slashing into him. It does manage to... he'll actually have to move down the ceiling about 5 feet to get that hit. But it does manage to hit Linax, and you watch as he just kind of looks at the wound as now in his stomach, the blood that's begun to pour out of it, and he kind of puts his hand to it and just collapses backwards onto the ground unconscious. And dealing with the massive amounts of blood loss that he is now suffering. Next one is going to go against you, Stanislav.
By the way, I've been hit God knows how many times, and I haven't rolled a single con save.
Oh, yeah, for your...
Well, you did drop your Shield of Faith when you used your racial ability.
No, I didn't use it.
He decided not to do that. Yeah, so you haven't made any con saves on that.
What, do you want me to just fucking, roll 3?
It's a natural 20. It's not going to matter on that strike. So the bone scythe is going to come down and hit you.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna add those together. You take 27 total points of slashing damage from that blow as it just essentially descends the wall down onto you and just stabs you into the ground, and you find yourself pinned underneath it with this.
No, I'm out. I'm out, dude.
You're unconscious. Yeah, I know. With that large bone scythe just pinning you to the ground. You are now unconscious and moving on to death saves. The last one, Tauren, will be against you. That's an 18 to hit.
I'm also down.
You take 15 points of slashing damage. So as this creature just descends and falls on both of you, slashing its way at all 3, it takes all 3 of you down with 1 strike each. That will be its turn.
Well, that went well.
You don't see any of that happen.
Fucking did.
Sorry. I'm fucking sorry, guys.
Mad at you.
Oh my god, that's brutal.
What's my health at? Can I risk this? I can't risk this.
You better.
No, I have 6 hit points. I'm not doing it. Fuck that. I walk in. I'm
Yep.
gonna I'm gonna walk 10 feet forward. I'm
Okay.
gonna see everyone down. I'm gonna take my shot because that's what I've been doing.
Okay, go ahead. 21 hits.
21. So
I need to
once
fire.
again,
You do 3
no
points.
damage.
3 points of piercing damage. As you step out, just fire, hoping to just end
Yeah.
this creature. It's not enough.
Not happening.
Not enough.
But I am gonna toss in an extra D8, which will not drop it, but that's fine. Oh,
That's
well,
Ooh.
damage has not been my friend.
yeah. No, this has been a rough match for the damage and whatnot.
So I'm going to use maneuvering strike,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn to the only person left conscious that I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna turn. I'm gonna say, "Grab who you can. Let's get the hell out."
That's your turn.
And yeah, Otten's not gonna stick around for a fight that's been lost.
Fair enough. That is very much in your MO as a character. Definitely.
Yeah, I called for a
Uh,
retreat 2 turns ago. They didn't do it. They died. No longer
Fair.
my responsibility.
Stanny.
Was never a viable option, my dude.
We could have that conversation
Let's,
later.
let's just take it down. Stanislav, you're up. Time for death save. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Did it go on D&D Beyond? You rolled a 1.
Oh, I rolled a natural fucking 1. Let's go.
You take 2 death saves. Failure. Fortunate. So mark yourself
Amazing.
down to 2. The dice rolls have been very hard.
Yeah, the
round.
die do not like us today.
Tauren, you succeed. You are at 1 death save. Linax is going to make his. The d20. He also succeeds. That will be his turn. The monster is going to... Oh no, it's Ilsevere up first.
Yeah. Oh, and he could move. He had like half his. movement if
The
he
creature
wanted.
does have his 3 legendary actions.
Well,
instead
no,
of
like
giving it.
when I use maneuvering strike, Mr.
Oh,
Purple
he-
could move half of his movement as a reaction if he wanted.
Yeah, so he could move
He
up
could
to Linax or
theoretically
Tauren.
move up, use his action to grab a person or two, and fucking get the hell
Well,
out.
his first response is going to be to try to grab his brother, who is currently pinned under this creature.
That's all I said was grab who you can and get out.
Yeah, but there's like emotional ties there.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a percentile.
He's also going to go in and take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, if he rolls over 75, he's gonna go for one of the other two. If he rolls 75 or lower, he's going for Stanislav. He rolled a 10, so he's gonna start going for Stanislav. What he's gonna do is just run forward and jump off the table, flying at this creature as he can, trying to knock it off of his brother. And Ilsevere is gonna go ahead and take.
He can disengage as a bonus action.
That's actually, it wasn't his turn. So he got to move up to there on his turn. That's true. So he's going to use a key point to use Step of the Wind. So that's a thing. So he doubles his movement, right? Is that what that does? Step of the Wind. There's
He's
so,
doing that, or if he's
Bonus
so
action
many
to attack.
spells. Yeah.
unless he's dodging, in which case that's what you get instead of doubled movement.
No, I want the double movement. So he's going to use his action to disengage. And he's going to just try to grab you out from underneath. It's going to be contested against the creature that is stabbing you.
Oh, its blade is still in me?
Oh yeah, it literally launched itself down like right through your torso, and it's kind of just standing over your body right now. You moved right under its attack space. It is going to, he's going to try and get you out either way. Yep. That's going to be just a basic strength save. 16's enough. I'm going to roll for the creature. Manages to keep you pinned. He's trying to pull you out, and he's realizing this might be hopeless, and he kind of just looks up at this creature. Brief flicker of fear on his face.
He can't grapple me and attack me at the same time. Like, how am I still pinned?
He's standing on top of you. You went
Yes.
right underneath them, and a 15 foot by 15 foot creature just launched itself onto you, is now standing over your unconscious form. Sorry, man. Like, this is just how it goes sometimes. The dice rolls go downhill. I
I just
apologize.
didn't think you could grapple and attack in the same.
It's more
action,
that
but
he's
that's fine.
trying to pull you out of like his attack space while he's standing on top of you and has you stabbed. Not so much a grapple per se. He's just trying to effectively move you out of this creature space. That creature is going to go, and seeing only one viable target in front of him is going to. Has nothing else to be done. He's going to take all 3 attacks against. Is a miss, I believe. Elsevire's got 19 AC. Oh boy! Come on, buddy. Oh, that one hits. He's still up. He has 1 HP left. Come on. Unfortunately, that's a hit too. So the last 3 strikes come down on Elsevier, who is just desperately trying to get one of his comrades out. His brother, someone else. He can't effectively do it at this point. And he also goes down. Tauren, or Aten, from outside the room, you hear silence descend.
Okay.
It would be your turn now.
I'm gonna peek out. I'm assuming everyone's unconscious.
Everyone's unconscious. This creature is essentially standing over the 4 bodies, having claimed its prize. Roll me a free perception check, please.
Sure. I'm good at those.
Looking at this creature and the amount of damage it has sustained, its inability to have triggered all of its extra things and abilities and whatnot, you can see pretty well it's damn near on its last legs. It doesn't have a lot of go left in it.
Don't have a lot either, but fuck it. Let's make our longbow attack. That's 6 points, so that's 3. I'll throw in my last maneuvering strike.
Okay, if you roll above a 4.
That is
7.
7 rounded is 4.
Yep, you rolled a 4. You got what you needed. Go ahead and claim your kill.
Okay. I take the Rotten takes the shot, and it's a very linear. This either gets the kill or it doesn't. Pops it.
Yep.
Takes watches the bones crumble, and the moment that the head rolls off, Otten makes the very brash, very out of character moment of not confirming whether or not this guy actually went down. I am making a beeline for using all of my movement, and then I'll use my bonus action to look for a potion on anybody, and that will be my action and bonus action. So as long as nobody dies this turn, I will pop a potion.
You are effectively out of combat. So does anyone have a healing potion on their person other than the 2? I'll let you roll for Linax and Ilsevere.
Wait, I think I still have. Oh no, it got taken. No, it didn't. I still have one. Why is it not? What? Not in my inventory? Because I.
Yeah, you still. I remember. I gave you a couple.
Yeah.
Of them. Yeah. You're good.
I thought I put it in, but maybe I didn't. Okay, anyway, regardless, I'm going to use the potion. I'm going to dump it into the person who's the most dead, which in this case is fucking...
definitely Stanislav.
Stanislav. So Stani is now alive. Everyone else, as long as they don't roll a 1, we can...
Yeah, so go ahead and roll for that healing potion. Was it 2d4?
Yeah.
2d4 plus, what, 2, I think?
Yeah. That's a basic healing potion, so 9.
Okay, you heal for 9, Stanislav, and you come to as this creature is just collapsed. You're now laying in what appears to be a pile of bones, and there's just one of these bone sites is straight up just embedded in your torso, and that is where it remains.
Fucking rip that shit out.
And as you take the time to check out everyone, are you trying to stabilize anyone else? What's the plan?
I mean... We'll need at least 1 medic up unless Stanislav has any, and I'll ask
nope.
Nope. Okay, I'm looking for another potion, and we'll...
I go to stabilize,
Roll me a medicine check.
my brother.
Yeah, I figured.
I still need to roll my death save.
No,
Yeah.
like I mean, at this point, I will. Actually, yeah, no, there's still some stuff happening. So go ahead. You fail 1. What was your medicine check on your brother, Stanislav?
I'm still pulling this up. It's not going to be good. Oh, it is good.
It's not gonna be good.
I have a +0 to it. That's why. I said
So
that.
altogether, I'd say you managed to spend like a minute just going over this and patching him up and trying to seal up the wounds. And his eyes kind of flicker. He's not quite conscious, but he's no longer nearing death. However,
Fine.
as you all stand amongst this pile of bones,
we need
feeling-
to stabilize everybody else.
feeling victorious, before you get a chance to do that, you notice the bones begin to shuffle and move
I
once
smashed
more.
the skull under my foot.
I grab Tauren and I run.
Yeah, you smash the skull. Doesn't seem to make a difference. I need someone to roll me a d4, please.
I am not doing it.
3.
So as the bones, which have now scattered all over the floor, appear, you notice them begin to piece back together. No longer into the great hulking form that you have just fought. Instead, that d3 plus 8 skeletons managed to piece themselves back together from the remains of this creature.
I'm
and begin
grabbing Tauren. and
piecing
just-
themselves back up.
I
They
grabbed
don't have
Elsevier.
weapons per se. That's where we're going to take our break, actually.
Okay.
God damn it.
Because this is actively happening while you're trying to stabilize each other and everything. You're absorbed in the moment and trying to focus on that, and this was kind of just...
My
beginning
brother's
to happen.
stabilized, right?
Yes, your brother is stable, but still technically unconscious. Tauren is also unconscious and down 1 death save. Linax, you're not entire.
That's fine.
But,
Break time.
So we're going to take a nice little 10-minute break there. Come back to whatever is about to ensue, because this monster technically has a little bit of a phase 2. Not nearly as powerful, but definitely present. So we'll be back in about 10. I want to thank everyone for coming by. Gaffer, thank you for swinging in for first-time chatter. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to kind of let the adrenaline come down a little smidge here. Recenter, as it were, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to carry on with where we left off. See y'all in a few. Exactly. So, what is up, everyone? We are back with phase 2 of our boss fight. As you can see, as the party, or should I say Aten, the only conscious remaining member of the party, managed to fell the great beast that was teetering quite literally on the brink of life for about 2 rounds of that combat at the end there. Managed to get a healing potion into Stanislav, who quickly got over to his brother, began trying to stabilize his wound, were quite high on the medicine check, and managed to bring him back to consciousness with very, very minimal hit points. However,
Hit point.
he is conscious, he is awake, he is lying prone. I will say Aten and Stanny, you guys both managed to regain your feet. However, Linax and Tauren are both still unconscious and upon the ground. Starting the round, we have Linax, who's going to roll himself a death saving throw. This is just barely a success. Let's go. He's got 2 successes now. All right. That will be his turn. First up, the Skelly is going to move forward. And it is going to go for one of the only standing targets. So Stanislav is going to take a little swing at you with its little +4 to hit. It's the 9. So it just kind of lunges forward and like takes this overhead strike at you with what you see. It says a short sword there, but it's actually a mace. You notice every single one of these is wielding like a blunt weapon, whether it's a discarded weapon that was kind of in the bone piles, or just another piece of bone that it is now wielding effectively.
Big old femur.
As a club. Yeah, pretty much. That will be its turn, however. It does not get multi-attack. They're quite slow. This is kind of like a last-ditch thing you kind of gather. One last final effort. Tauren, I need you to make me a death saving throw, please. Oh, I hit the switch on my chair, and it sunk down about 3 feet. I do that every stream. It scares the fucking bejesus out of me. That is another failed death save, Tauren. That puts you at 2 fails, right?
Correct.
And 1 success, if memory
One
serves.
success.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Tauren, teetering on the brink of death. You all, as your compatriot, just lays there bleeding out, his hand kind of just over the wound in his stomach. Doesn't seem to be making any improvement. The next skeleton is up, who does not really have attack range on anybody at the... actually, he's going to skate right in here. And he's going to swing at you again, Stanny.
It's fine. It's going to be pretty hard for these dudes to hit me.
Exactly.
I still have Shield of Faith.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, with the shield, just bing, managed to block it out of the way. You see that kind of gold flash. It wasn't necessary, but you zidged it with a little necro or radiant energy there. The guy in the back is just going to does not have a short bow. He's just going to huck his bone club at you. He's just going to throw the bone club.
Is that a ranged weapon?
It's an improvised ranged weapon.
Sure.
It's a club. A hand axe has a throwing thing. Why can't you throw a bone? It misses. It just kind of lobs it at you, and you're kind of at this point just being assailed.
Just cut it in half.
Yeah, being assailed by a torrent of bones that are flying through the air as these creatures try to do anything against you, and are unsuccessful. Auden, same deal. The skeleton in front of you is just going to lurch forward and try to take a swing at you. It's a 19 to hit.
Well, the good news is that I'm not dead yet.
Okay, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as this hammer just right across your helmet. Kind of more just like giving you a ring, like, you know what I mean? Kind of knocking your bell a little bit, but not
sure.
quite.
Yeah.
This is the fun part of the fight, okay?
Sure.
It's gonna be its turn. This guy's same deal. He's gonna notice that Ilsevere is kind of awake and moving, and he's gonna take a ranged attack at disadvantage. It's a natural 1. So he's just gonna throw the bone at Ilsevere, trying to.
Does he hit his purple buddy in the back of the head?
Yeah. Let's roll a percentile. If it's above 75%, yeah, sure. No, he does not. He goes to throw it, and he just misses completely. It almost hits Tauren, it bounces past him and kind of across the wood flooring. Ilsevere is up. He's going to use half his movement to
He's
stand.
not conscious. Oh yeah, I brought him back to 1. That's all right.
Back to 1. DM mercy, breh. He's going to stand
Get
up.
the fuck out of here!
And he's going to take 2 strikes at this individual in front of him. Which, not 1. That's a definite miss. So he swings, and he's still kind of recovering. And as he kind of does, he's just going to cringe a little, and his wound is going to kind of affect his ability to attack. But he's going to just grit his teeth and recover and come in with an uppercut on this skelly bay. Dealing 9 points of bludgeoning damage, which I believe vulnerable to bludgeoning is doubled.
Oh.
So he just punches the fucking head clean off, and it across the wooden floor in the back. And purple is now out of the initiative. And then he's going to use another key point to just swing around and essentially slide his foot over into Tauren's face and nudge it a little bit, very gracefully, and kind of shake him awake. And he's going to give you a hand of healing, or more accurately,
nice.
a foot of healing for 6 points of healing. I rolled a 1.
Tauren's up.
Tauren is now conscious, and you kind of just notice this like boot, kind of soft. It's more of a wrap than a boot, kind of pressed up against your face as you come to consciousness. It's like it's a bit of a sandal, but like with cloth wrap and everything going on.
Sure.
Jesus shoes.
Jesus shoes. There you go. And that will be. Actually, he's gonna use his movement to scoot forward 1 and kind of interpose himself a little bit there. Tauren, you are now conscious and no longer rolling death saves. Here. And it's gonna be this guy's turn to attack. Jeez, where's Tauren in here? Who skipped Tauren? Oh, he's just way at the other spot. Cool. He's gonna take attack against Auden. These guys are not very strong. It's unlikely they'll be able to do much. That's 6.
That misses.
Yeah, at this point, Auden kind of just sidesteps and, like, with his arm that's holding his crossbow, he kind of just lets it go and just whacks it out of the way, using the armor to kind of absorb the blow. That'll be its turn. I mean, actually, it's gonna move up here and try to get, like, surround you guys a little bit, kind of cut off your escape route. Stanislav, you're up.
All right, I'm going to use my action to disengage with back, grab Line X, and bring him away.
Okay.
I would take 3 opportunity attacks if I didn't disengage. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Fuck, I want to stabilize him, but I can't. So I'm going to go...
Axes.
So I'm going to pull him all the way back here.
Okay, so you're gonna use disengage for that, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't stabilize as a bonus action.
No, he's still looking brutal. The wounds are open, bleeding. His wounds from the previous day have reopened, and it looks like he is very much on death's door.
And there's nothing I can do to help it.
Okay. Next up is going to be the skelly boy over here, who's going to also move in and try to, again, surround you guys a little bit. And is going to take an attack against Ilsevere with the bone club. I think that hits. It does not hit. Ilsevere just, again, steps out of the way deftly with the hand, just parries it, knocking it completely aside. Aten, you are up. What do you want to do?
I do the only thing I really can in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Take the dodge action.
Okay.
My instinct is to run, but technically speaking, if the damage dealers can do damage, we might be able to survive that way. So I'm gonna hold.
You would know from the previous engagement when the two other skeletons came up that they're not particularly hardy.
Yeah.
You can strategically gather you have a fairly decent chance here, I would say.
So I'm going to hold the line.
Hold the line!
Hold the line. I'm just gonna dodge, and I'm gonna try to not be taken out by as many attackers as I possibly can.
Okay, so dodge is what, +2 to AC?
No, well, that's
attacks against him are made at
Yeah,
disadvantage.
I don't know. I think I'm going Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Reverting to my roots. Oh no.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's what I think. So. Yeah, but yes, that is what I am doing.
Okay, this guy is up, and he's going to screech over here, and he's going to take an attack against Ilsevere as well. Because Ilsevere has just been punching dudes' heads off. Wow. That doesn't hit, and like as he kind of swings, Ilsevere seems like he's distracted dealing with the skeletons over here, but just seems to get a sense for it, and just barely moves out of the way as the club kind of swings down past him on the left there, and he manages to avoid any serious damage. So you guys are aware. Lynax suffered a number of grievous wounds in the previous battle of the day before. Took a number of deaths. He was not able to get an entire long rest, so he is still actively rolling against.
My apologies, DM, but did we not long rest immediately after the battle?
You guys did. He was tending to his men, making sure people were healed and alive. He was doing the good leader thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So he only took one. So he's at 1 death save and 2 successes.
No,
so you guys
that's
are aware.
Totally fair. Yep, good enough.
Yeah, no, he, instead of dealing with that, he made sure that, you guys were on the right path, the men were well taken care of, he had no bed or anything, or couch or anything to sleep on, did not manage to get a decent night. Which was something I actually rolled for.
That's,
before.
Yeah.
He's going to make a death save and see if he can't stabilize at this point, though. He does! But that doesn't fucking matter anyway. That's his 3rd success, so... You're carrying Lynax, kind of dragging him across the floor. You're trying to find a pulse, and there's a weak one. And as you kind of find it and like realize he might still be living, his breath kind of evens out. The bleeding doesn't subside per se, but it definitely abates a little bit and slows down. He seems to have recovered, let's say, or overcome the death that awaited him. That will be his entire turn, however. Tauren, you are up. You have a few hit points at your disposal. You're currently prone, unfortunately, as you were unconscious, but what would you like to do?
We'll spend half my movement to stand up.
Yep.
And then I'm going to reach forward and cast a level 1 Cure Wounds on Aten.
Sure, I'll take it.
There you go. Okay, you get 8 points of healing. There you go.
Nice.
And then...
Just turned around.
I'm going to stay right there.
Okay, sounds good.
Because if I move, I get opportunity attacks from pink and pink yellow, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stay right there.
Oh, shit. 1 second. You got raid. What's up? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Let's go.
What were you streaming? How was it going? I appreciate you coming in. We're just right in the middle of a combat. Gonna be some crazy shit going on. We almost had the whole party die. We almost hit a TPK tonight, but we managed to squeeze it out at the end. They're just dealing with the aftermath of that currently. So, next up in the order, we have the skeleton over here, who is, again, just like at this point, they're just trying to completely encircle your party as best they can. He's actually in a pretty good spot. And he's going to take a shot against Elsevere again. Pretty straightforward. They don't exactly have strategical thinking. I'm good at words, I swear. He's going to miss, unfortunately. Just try to go in for the strike. Elsevire's at this point, just like very like Ip Man just style, just parrying these blows away with relative ease. Doesn't look like he's struggling even a little bit. The Auten, the next attack is going to come for you. 15 also misses. You managed to avoid. Oh wait, go ahead.
I have dodge action, so any attacks against me have disadvantage.
Okay, so we're gonna see if it's a nat one. Fair enough. It's not. Misses anyway.
15 would have hit.
Oh really? 15. I thought you had more AC than that.
AC is 15.
Okay. Sure. Either way, he misses on the blow as it is deflected wide by yourself. It seems like you guys probably very much have the upper hand of this fray. Next up, however, this guy's going to go, and seeing the group over here, going to move his whole 30 feet and come over and get in your face, Stanislav. And he's going to just kind of come at you with the bone club again.
Thank you for coming to me. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's an absolute miss, as you just very easily managed to parry the bolo out of the way, deflecting it, kind of throwing the skeleton off balance. He kind of wobbles.
You have to roll triple that to hit me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ilsevire's going to go up next. It's going to be fun. This is some monk shit. He's going to make 3 attacks against all 3 people around him. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then throw a kick backwards. It is going to be tight as shit. Unless I roll a natural 1. Okay, the 20 hits. And the 11, I think, hits. It does not. That sucks. And that was a key point.
He also just got fucked up, so it's fair. Pain is inhibiting him.
I don't even know if I really need to roll for this anymore. Yeah, it's enough. Once again, he tries to unleash this flurry of blows against the opponents surrounding him, and he just brings the elbow over, managing to catch one, and kind of just shatters the skull from the top of its neck, and the body collapses lifeless once again onto the ground. Fuck. My rolls have been so bad. 1 sec. All right.
I mean, they were good enough. Let's just say that at one point.
Yeah,
they were good enough.
Auten, this one is flanking you, so it will be at advantage. So just a straight roll because you're dodging still. Mm-hmm. 9. Well, yeah, no, you're just more or less a defensive barrier at this point, managing to avoid or block everything coming in. Stanislav, you're up.
You're just seeing how my brother is
by skeletons at this point.
I just have the one dude next to me.
Yeah.
Your party is completely surrounded by skeletons. Yes. You know what I mean.
Seeing my brother go Jackie Chan on these fools, I'm gonna fucking drop my sword and punch this skeleton in the face.
Sure. Go for it.
Well, I'm not gonna drop it because it's my... Actually, yeah, I am gonna drop it so I don't lose movement.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom save.
Okay. Pretty good at those. 12?
Oh, unfortunately.
What's the DC on that?
14. As you go to drop the sword and switch to your unarmed style of combat, something you used to truly love back in the day when you're practicing with your brother, you find yourself completely unwilling to let go of that sword. Like it's almost stuck in your grasp.
Oh, okay.
Your hand does not want to physically open. You're incapable of doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna punch him with the sword in my hand then. Can I do that? No, yeah. I'm just gonna hit him with the sword.
Yeah, I mean, if you... Oh, well, you know what? There is no really a mechanic for bashing someone with the hilt of your sword, but I'm here for it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because I figured this like
Yeah.
neat sword has a pretty decent hilt on it, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna say just
just wanna
roll
fucking
roll me a straight up attack. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just flavor that, and instead you'll do bludgeoning damage. I will allow it at this point if you want to use the butt end of your sword to bash someone with. And like if
Okay.
you look through historical documents, there is evidence of people literally holding their sword by the blade and bashing someone with the handle.
Well, I've
Fuck
seen long swords and great swords with a
Yeah.
big fucking spike on the end of the hilt.
Party.
What does this have? A skull on it or something like that? 'Cause
Yeah,
it hurts
it's
me when I
it's
fuck up.
essentially just like a black metal hilt with black leather and a silver wrap with kind of a blackish gem, kind of like an onyx at the end.
Perfect. Yep,
Of it.
bonk.
The crossguard is quite hefty as well.
Very low roll, 15 to hit.
Yeah, that does it. This is 13.
Okay.
They're skeletons. They're not fast. They just kind of have armor left.
So that's going to be 24 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, because absolutely. So you just
Sweet.
punch the head clean off of it with the fucking hilt of your sword. It just kind of like collapses back into a flood of bones.
Nice.
Fuck. Yeah, no, absolutely. You've managed to rid that one from the field as well. You still have your movement and another attack if you would like.
Yes. So I'm going to like do the Channing Tatum slide over the table
He gets a sleepy face now because he's sleeping.
because I'm such a fucking athlete. And then going to attack this guy right here.
Okay,
Pink.
go
I'm
ahead.
going to attack Pink. Also give him a good old bonk.
Yep, absolutely. I love it.
18 to
hits,
hit.
definitely. And you have to roll like a 6 or lower to not kill it. Yeah, you're good.
26.
Yeah, you just.
Yep.
At this point, you're like just essentially hammer fisting the fucking gem of the hilt into the skull, and also manage to.
I'm only using one hand.
to end that one, and it just sprawls Pollard onto the ground. You guys are definitely starting to get the upper hand here.
How much do I have? 5 more feet of movement?
Yeah, technically.
Yep. Sick. I'm gonna get in here.
Absolutely.
Take some of the heat off of my boys.
Perfect. So that will be your turn. The next one is just going to continue going after Ilsevere. That one actually hits. Look at that. That's going to do 4 points of piercing. Oh, shit. No one healed Ilsevere. You just stabilized.
No one could heal Ilsevere.
Yeah. So as this skeleton essentially takes the bone club it's wielding and just crack hits Ilsevere upside the head, you see his body just go stiff like a board, and he just collapses to the ground unconscious once again.
I'm not as mad this time.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
I know
definitely
some
like
shit these guys are,
a
but-
blunt
fuck.
force trauma to his head. I mean, you don't know if they finished their kills or not, but yeah. Next up, we have Otten.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take a shot at this point. We're in a safe-ish scenario.
Yeah, you guys are doing pretty good at this point.
11 misses. That
it does,
sucks.
unfortunately. Just from the close range, you
Fuck it.
you figured you'd get a clean shot in, but you just can't.
let's
You fire and it
not move
passes.
and take. Let's not move and get advantage. Why not?
There you go. Yeah, that does
That'll
it.
that'll
8
do
points. Plus sneak
plus-
attack.
yeah.
That's enough. You need to beat an 11 HP. So you just aim the bolt, kind of tilting it like up from the hip from close range and fire, and the bolt just hits into the rib cage, ricochets off, and like ejects out the top of the skull, and just shatters out the back. And the skeleton, once as its comrades do, falls to the ground. That was that guy, right? I got it right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, that's your turn. Lineax is.
Chilling.
I mean, he's stable. I'm going to roll, just keep rolling d20s. If he rolls a natural 20, he'll wake up. That's how we're going to do that.
Okay.
He does not, however, regain consciousness. He is stable, however. Tauren, you are up. What do you want to do? You see the battle definitely like turning in your favor at this point, though you notice Ilsevere just get rocked. Fucking rocked, my dude.
I'm gonna take a shot at blue.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. That hit, yeah, enough.
At 19.
12 total damage. Yeah, that's enough. So you pull the arrow, fire it, and it just goes into the skull, kind of launching it backwards into the wall, and boom, sticks it in, and the skull's kind of just hanging from your arrow, stuck into the wall behind where it was.
Can I see
Reminds me of the
green?
time you pinned
Yeah,
that dude
you can
to
definitely
the
see
tree.
green. He's just standing next to the bookshelf. He's not really
I'm
hiding behind
Also
it.
gonna attack green.
Little cover maybe, but 24 does it. 11 points altogether. Also
Ju-
enough.
just 8. I only get dreadful strikes on my first attack.
So unfortunately, not enough to kill it. You fire, and the arrow once again kind of pins it to the wall and just slides itself off, and you see a couple bones kind of crumble out as it does so. It's looking really shitty, but it is still currently active. It is its turn now, however. It is going to approach Stanislav and just come at you with its club yet again. Come on, baby. 22.
Oh, wow, look at that.
It hits you?
Yep.
Okay, so you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It just cracks you upside the head.
I'm still
with
up.
This bone club. Yep.
Like fuck.
Barely. Got 5 hit points left.
Let's go, dude. Ilsevere is going to make a death save. He didn't have any... Okay, he stabilizes at 1 hit point. Shit.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Don't think
Right,
it one hit. Don't think it one hit. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, he comes back to 1 and is conscious. Like, he wakes up.
That's like the
with
blessing
1
of
hit point.
Kelemvor acting right there.
Yeah, so
Holy
essentially,
shit.
as he's knocked unconscious, you just see your brother's eyes snap open, fully alert. Though, like, there's a trickle of blood kind of running down the side of his head. There's a little bit coming out of his ear. That hit rocked him, but he's okay now. That is his turn, however. Wait, no. Death save's at the beginning of the turn, so he stabilized and woke up. He has a turn. He's gonna do like that really cool thing where you like lay back and fucking kick yourself forward to stand up, and he's gonna take 2 strikes against green. Miss and a hit. So he hits that one, 12 damage total. Just in almost like more anger than you've ever seen your brother commit to something. There isn't grace to this blow. It's pure rage. He just punches his fist straight through the sternum, turning the rib cage essentially into just a fine powder. That kind of just crumbles to the ground. And for a brief moment, the top half of the skeleton is just kind of held up on his arm until he removes it, and the rest crumbles. It's just the one guy left, unfortunately, at this point. And he does get another turn. So, actually, fuck it. Yeah, no, that's good. He's going to take an attack against Otten to try and just give you a good bonk. 16.
And I'm out.
So,
Oh no, I'm not. I have. Hold on. I actually got a really good heal. I have 3 hit points left.
when you hit 0, oh yeah, you got healed. That's true.
Yeah.
So you just, it comes in and boom, and once again the ringing in the helmet. They seem to be going very much for like knocking people unconscious. It almost pegs you as strange. It almost felt like a non-lethal attack. They're trying to knock you out. However,
They want our bones.
You manage to withstand the blow more or less. It definitely rocks you, and you're kind of just swaying for a second, but you regain your composure. And Stanislav, you're up. There's one opponent left. How do you want
All right.
to dismember him?
I'm gonna come around here.
Pretty much a given
Behind
at this
him.
point. You'd have to roll
Yeah.
a 2 or lower to miss.
I'm basically just gonna like grab it by the shoulders and like slam it onto the ground, and just fucking stomp its head in with my foot.
Okay, go ahead and roll me
I'm
a
so over this.
roll me an attack. You can use the sword because you're still batting it with the hilt. I'm
Okay.
guessing.
Or I'll come down on it on the ground and curb stomp it with the sword.
Sure.
With advantage.
Yeah, it hits either way.
And that's
Yep,
26.
that is enough. So essentially, you just walk over and bop it on the head, and the bones begin to collapse, and you just can't keep hammering it over and over until the bones end up in a pile, and you just take your foot, crush the skull into powder.
I turn the whole skeleton into powder, and then I start turning all the other skeletons into powder.
Yeah, you just rage smash
Yep.
the.
Well, I also don't want them to turn into smaller skeletons. I don't
Yeah.
know if they will or not. But
As the last bone hits the ground, they seem to fall inert. It's having been the last stand of this creature.
Ilsevere, help Otten.
I'm just pick everyone up. I'm going to bed. Which I don't think I can do because 24 hours have to pass before you can take a long rest again. So I'm just gonna head back to the common area, find a corner, and pass the fuck out.
Okay. I mean, if you're willing to spend the time and actually just chill for the evening, I'll allow you to take a long rest and just say you guys had like an actual evening of rest, including food and like a nice meal and a chance to relax, if that's the plan. So you're all going to go down to the lounge then? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah. just on the way down.
Because it's the only place I know that isn't going to kill me.
Well, I mean, you checked out all the guest rooms. The beds are quite nice.
But I no longer trust them.
They were untrapped, as far as you could tell.
Yeah.
With the
I just want
magic and traps.
real quick.
Do you?
With you guys, that was a hell of a fight, you guys. I don't think we really could have done any better, and I'm glad we're all alive.
I'm glad you think so.
I mean, there's no way of knowing how strong that thing was. That was fucking crazy.
I mean, I hold responsibility for triggering it and not checking our resources before checking the room, so...
That's alright. I have a thing that I should have used, but I forgot I could do it.
It's fine. I should have checked. I mean, we can talk. If you actually want to have a strategy meeting later and recap, we can. That's fine. Otherwise,
Maybe not a bad idea. But let's get some fucking chow and rest in us.
I agree with this.
Okay.
Tauren, yeah.
You good with that too?
How you feeling, Tauren?
I mean, I've had much better days. As I'm just like skulking around the room picking up my arrows.
Yeah. Oh, let me help you out with that.
Yeah, you recover most of them. I'd say like 2 probably broke during the combat, so mark that.
I'm gonna
appreciate that you actually track your arrows too.
I'm gonna grab these books too. Yeah. There's 3 books that are sitting on the table.
You just gonna pick them up?
I mean, no, I know better than to just do that, but yeah, maybe let's leave these there.
When you did your detect magic, there was a number of different magical auras coming from around and within, or within, not actually around.
Or any of them evocation or necromancy.
Yes, but like
okay.
it almost feels like one of them is probably a spell book because it has a number of different like slightly radiating pulses within it. It's hard to discern which one is which at this point. Yeah. It's kind of a jumble.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll come back.
Okay. So
I'm gonna go over help Linax, was it?
Yeah. Okay. So
right.
Linax looks like shit.
I want to help him up.
Yeah, he's not really conscious. Like between the two of you, you're like draping him between his feet, or more or less dragging. He's trying to step where he can.
Here,
semi-conscious.
I'm just gonna fucking pick him up.
Okay. I mean, there's a number of beds up here. There's a couple downstairs. There's the lounge. I will say, with all the checking and everything you guys did in here, between the magic and the trap searching, you would know that apart from this room, where there's still a number of different magical things happening, the rest of the rooms do appear to be safe. So you have ready access to the beds, the chambers, everything you need at this point. Even the kitchens. Which you find still stocked with food.
Tauren walks right to this bed and
out. Just right in the master's bed. I love it.
I'm gonna carry Linax over here.
Sure. Yeah. No worries. You guys can do all that. So go ahead. Hit the long rest button, since everyone is absolutely like just shittered at this point, completely done skis.
Shitbag, yeah.
Absolutely fucking shittered, dude. I'm just gonna get rid of the minis there. Good fight, guys. That was close. You guys were like on the cusp that whole time, right? You guys got lucky. His abilities didn't recharge at all, because those are the problems.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed they didn't, but it kind of worked out in the end on that one.
Yeah.
So, you all treat yourselves to an evening of rest, maybe a little personal time, solitude, relaxation, and you awaken the next morning, feeling much, much better about the events that occurred previously. What would you like to do with your days? Nope. There's a smell of food cooking downstairs. It sounds like smells like someone's working in the kitchen. It's kind of wafting up through the different staircases and hallways.
That's where I go.
I want to try and go get some one-on-one time with Akesh.
Okay.
So I want to try and sneak down there without my party noticing.
Okay, well, we know Tauren's going right for food.
Yeah.
Are you guys being particularly observant this morning? I'm going to have Stanny go ahead and roll a stealth at advantage for me.
I wouldn't. I would just be wake up groggy, fucked up from the day before, just go right to the food, not even paying attention.
Doesn't even fucking matter.
I fall down the stairs.
Yeah, you all hear just a thunderous sound of Stanislav down the staircase.
Fuck!
Stanislav,
I get up
drunk again,
and I go to the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah.
Abandon my plan altogether.
Auden, what are you up to?
I mean, like I said, I slept in the common area last night. That didn't change. Otten stuck to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab like quick meal, cafeteria style, eat quickly,
Mhm.
and I am going to head back to the library room.
Where the fight just was?
Yeah, I'm gonna let some folks know that that's where I went, just in case, because like, you never know. There could be some not so good. There could be some not so good people in there, but you know what I mean.
Well, for
Before
sure.
you go, take this. I'm gonna touch you and cast Enhance Ability. Give you Fox's Cunning. Give you advantage on intelligence checks.
I'll take it. I would like.
And then I'm not gonna go with you.
I'm going to investigate the room, and once I'm confident enough that there is no traps, if there are no traps, if there are traps, then I'll deal with that. Then.
Roll me an investigation check. You've already kind of did the once over, and you figure if something was going to be triggered during that fight, it would have.
Well-
But just go ahead with the investigation to be safe.
with advantage, because
Yeah.
23 is the higher one.
So there are no further traps in this room. Mechanically speaking, you do know that Stanislav made reference to the 3 books, or at least 2 of the 3 books, having a bit of a magical signature.
That was the next thing I wanted to check out, was those books.
While this is happening, Stanislav, what are you doing?
like shoving food in my
Munching away.
face
Tauren, you too?
ferociously.
Yeah, Tauren is just
Yeah.
stuffing.
All right, Otten. Otten would have made
Hey,
some
Tauren,
people aware, so you
Wanna
guys
see
know
you can eat
that,
more sausages in 1 minute?
Otten's up
You're
looking
on,
around.
pal.
Both you roll me Constitution saves, please.
Nice.
Gladly. I'm gonna move to the other side of the table so you don't get my +4.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Oh shit.
Doesn't matter in the slightest. So
Oh my
you go
God.
into this sausage eating contest feeling very confident about your abilities to fit multiple sausages in your mouth at the same time. And you know what? You look over at Tauren, and you, expecting to have a sizable lead, notice that his plate is just completely cleared already. It was about 10 seconds after the start. It was about 8 sausages down in about 10 seconds. It was otherworldly.
Well shit, I'm glad I didn't fucking bet anything on that. Well done.
Otten, while all
Yep.
this sausage eating downstairs is occurring, what would you like to do with the books per se? So the 2 of the most magical ones are the 2 on the left. So the green and the blue are the ones that gave off a bit of magical properties, whereas the brownish one did not.
Okay, so the books that have magical properties, I know I've already investigated, but I want to make sure that like opening them will not make them explode.
They're not. Roll me an
I wanna
Arcana
confirm-
at disadvantage.
Well, it would be straight because I have Fox's Cunning, so 19.
Okay. Your knowledge of magic is not great. It's not
Sure.
something you contain a
Yeah.
lot of.
We kill them. We don't
While
necessarily.
that is good,
understand
you can probably ascertain that it's a possibility that may be something that happens. Are you to open up these books and try to give them a read? But you have no means of absolute certainty on that. You do know there's a fair amount of different magical signatures in here, and based on the experiences you've had and your actual like intelligence and wisdom in general, you would imagine it might be a touch risky to open them without at least preparing ahead of time somehow.
Okay. I've done enough of that, and I am alone in here, so I'm going to just read anything and everything that I can get my hands on in this library. I want to like notes, books. I want to know.
Are you going to read
what...
the 3 books on the table?
No, I will leave them there for someone more magically inclined.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that just feels like a good idea. I can't
Yeah.
put my finger on it.
So looking around the shelves and everything, you do find a various collection of books. Some are different, like books on mathematics, different forms of science, chemistry, alchemy, just the kind of standard fare you would expect to find in the
Sure.
in the study of a mage. Go ahead and roll me another investigation check just to see if you find anything special on there. Okay.
22.
So with
With
the
advantage.
22. Yeah, that was
advantage.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't see.
it's okay, bud.
Looking around on the shelves, you do manage to find a couple books that kind of stand out to you as odd. Based on your knowledge of the Magus Imperium, you know that necromancy is not just frowned upon, it is outright illegal.
Right.
That is the one school of magic that is not represented on the Council of Minds, has no say in the leadership of the society whatsoever. If you are
Right.
caught performing necromancy, it's usually a swift either death or life into slavery type situation. Usually death and dismemberment, among other things. They
Right.
are quite thorough, based on, you would know, their past experiences with Ropesh, who was the last officially known and recognized necromancer in the kingdom.
Thank goodness that guy's gone.
Yeah, thank goodness that guy's gone and didn't get brought back in an evil one-shot we ran yesterday, for which the VOD will be on YouTube in a week. Let's go. Sorry.
I definitely didn't directly assist with it at all.
But
Branding, guys.
some of these books are definitely like necromantic in nature.
Okay.
They seem to have, it's more collections of different research notes from other necromancers that once existed and stuff, kind of like little collections of what you would assume to be outlaw book. They don't give you any real secrets, but it's mostly like pertaining to the manipulation of life force and
Right.
how to construct things like different zombies, like similar to what Ropesh was experimenting with,
Right.
just on a far less advanced scale.
I want to spend the day, like, unless something happens, because we still have some time before we hit the next.
As far as you know, the carriage is just moving right along on its path.
Yeah. So unless something like super changes isn't a word.
Super changes.
Yeah, unless we get some super changes. Unless
Or now.
something changes, I'm gonna basically try to read through all of these magic books as if I was a wizard. And like, I don't want to learn magic, but I want to understand how it works. Because like you mentioned, I don't understand necessarily how magic works. I understand some of the interactions, but I don't necessarily understand how it works. Otten is doing this not with the intention of becoming a wizard, but with the
Just to
intention.
Okay. I'll say roll me another Arcana check at advantage.
Because if
Fox is
someone else was able to replicate this effect. Oh, why am I rolling athletics? My bad. Let me try that again.
A 12.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna have to spend some time with it.
That's fine.
It's gonna probably, like, you know for a fact these mages, they perfect this over years
Right.
and years of study to do the magic, but to understand the science behind it or the rationalization behind it, it's gonna take you some time with these books. But you get yourself started on the track, and you begin to understand why it is the Imperium is as powerful as it is. Its reliance on the forced labor workforce allows it to spend, or the higher members of society and those of power, to spend their days practicing their skills as a mage.
Okay.
Okay.
Tauren.
That's about all you managed to get from that at that point.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll do some more rolling tomorrow.
Want to go have a chat with our pal? I got some things that I can try on them.
I mean, I've had my fill, slept well.
Same.
Let's give it a go.
Alrighty.
Okay, cool. While Anna is upstairs investigating, you two are heading down to speak to Ikesh, right?
Yeah.
Your former master.
I'm gonna bring a large plate of food down as well for him.
No problem. You make your way down the stairs into the cells below and find Ikesh still sitting in the corner. The burning carpets at this point are mostly cinders and still smoking, and it's kind of becoming difficult for you to breathe down here.
Oh, right.
but
Yeah.
some of
that
the
thing.
smoke
I'll,
has dissipated over time.
I'll just kind of stomp the rest of the carpets out.
Oh yeah, it's just a smoldering pile of ash. There's some fabric
Yeah.
left in it. Like, you could probably rework it into a little fire with some effort, but it's not going to be as substantial as it was before.
No, that's fine.
Oh, you know what? He's kind of just
Yeah.
relaxing on the bed.
I'm just gonna kind of hold the plate of food out to him, and then remember that there's magical bars in the way.
I take a sausage and throw it at the bar.
Yeah, roll me just a dex. Just a straight up
See if
dex
you can
check.
get it through the bars.
7.
So you throw it, and it hits the bars, and as it does, it just... It does manage to fall through. But what comes out the other side is a charred, singed... It's essentially charcoal. Like, it's a sausage-shaped piece of charcoal. He kind of looks down at it. When I said I liked them a little crispy, it's not.
We can do this all day.
Do you have a better way of getting it through the bars?
He points down, and there's just like a small slot about 2 inches high at the bottom of the cage.
Oh, perfect. Put down, slide over to him.
As you kind of slide it under, you see a few little bolts kind of like lick out against it, but it seems like this part has been either grounded to not affect current. It's just small enough to fit a tray through.
There you go, extra crispy.
Am I to assume you've changed your mind?
Perhaps. I just want to talk to you for a bit. It's been so long since we've seen each other.
Is it poison?
No, not at all. I'm gonna, like, it's half in there. I'm gonna, like, grab a couple of the things and shove them in my mouth.
Grab it, take it, eat away. Probably the fresher,
Okay.
some of the fresher food he's had in a little while.
Good.
Thank you.
Can't have you shriveling up on us just yet.
I'm not
So
ready.
enjoy it while you
just
can.
yet, my friend. As a sip of water
He's
that
still
you
in his
don't
dome,
have
yeah?
No, the dome's dissipated at this point. So
Oh.
once the smoke kind of became not as much of an issue.
Perfect. I cast while he's eating. I'm gonna let him eat for about 5 minutes, just without saying anything. Just gonna sit there, let him enjoy it, and then I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, sure.
I realized I can change my spells after a long rest.
Yeah.
So he must make a DC 15 Charisma save. And I cast it like on the back wall, so it's just him.
Cheat for 1 second. I
Can
forgot
you
to
Zone
pull
of
it.
Truth through the hut?
The hut's
He's not
down
in the hut?
currently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Let me
you
know
guys
if it's.
spent a good chunk of time investigating and everything.
He
and the
can
fight,
recast
and
that
then
as
a
a
long
ritual
rest.
spell, though.
He can, but he did not.
Okay.
He didn't seem a need to at this point.
Okay, because I have ways around it. Way around it.
You have way around it.
Yeah.
A charisma save
Mhm.
does not make it.
And I'm aware of this, too.
Yeah, you
The
sense
spell
him
tells
trying
me.
to resist it, but you get the sense that he fails.
Let's look at Tauren. Anything you want to ask him? He's not going to lie.
You, by all means.
Where were you taking all those slaves when we intercepted you?
Home, of course, trained as you were. Some of them. Others would serve in the household. They wouldn't last a day on the sands. Not like you, champion.
Who is that mage that you were with?
'Cause, but 1 second.
How long does this last, also? I think I have...
10 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
Master Reune.
Tell me about them.
Reune.
What's his
Oh.
position within the Imperium?
A high-ranking noble political figure. Not quite at the level of the council. Definitely high up. More of a noble than a practitioner. He's skilled with magic, but he does not spend all his time focused on it.
And this place that is now ours.
It would appear
Was
so.
that his? Was that his before?
It was, yes. It might have been zone it.
And how do we? I know it has to be tracked somehow. How do we disable that?
How do you disable magic? You live in a world where, as long as someone knows your face or an object that exists on your person, they can track you. Therefore, they can track this object. Did you keep the horse? Did you keep the reins? Is the bench the same?
I get your point. Well, it doesn't seem like you're going anywhere.
I am comfortable.
Now go over those details of what you had offered us again. Specifically because I'm hazy about like the deal that he tried to offer us.
Okay. Roll
Actually,
roll me an intelligence check real quick,
okay,
just for my sake.
for your entertainment.
No, it's like, okay. Well, as I said, you let me have my freedom and my life. Give you your crafty paperwork necessary to make sure that you're hunted by the slave hunter. Again, I cannot, however, promise you will not answer for your other crimes. But
Do you
will
actually
still be
have-
absolved?
Do you actually have the power to do that?
Of course, you are my property.
This is obviously the truth.
Yeah, no, and I mean, he was your owner. He does technically have the right to your life, as fucked up as it is.
I don't know if I believe him, Tauren. Let's get an insight check.
Go ahead.
I heard the saying before that if something seems too good to be true, usually it's not. Whatever magic is going on here is making him tell the truth, but it seems too good to be true.
Seems on the up and up.
I'm just saying that because I don't know anything about this kind of magic.
Yeah, Tauren, I'd also say roll me a history check. Stanny, you can too if you want.
Sure.
Oh, not too bad.
Okay, 15. Your understanding of the law here in the Imperium is such that it is true. Only either your master or the person who currently owns you or a member of the Council of Mines can grant an individual their freedom. So it's him or them. Either can do it.
Do you need anybody other than yourself to legalize the paperwork?
Of course not. I would only need my seal. I have on my person.
Perfect. Do you have paper in the writing thing?
What will you give me first? I need your assurance. Will you grant me my life? Will you protect me while I leave this place from your friends and allies and the one who was so insistent on burning me alive?
I think he was just maybe getting a bit of sick pleasure out of that. I'm not sure though. Or just trying to help in the only way that he really knows. He's an interesting fellow.
To get his point across.
Yep. I mean, you know his people.
To be honest with you, subservient than he is.
Perhaps why he's not so much with them anymore.
Story for another.
What do you think, Tauren? I can't make this decision alone. It's got to be the both of us to agree.
I mean, being actually free is pretty tempting.
Free in a matter of speaking. Again, you may answer for your other crimes. I can't stop them from coming after you to that, but at least you will not be hunted like animals.
Maybe we should take the night and think on this.
Take the night, take the week. Matters not. All the time in the world. Do you?
Can you draft up the paperwork and not sign it and not seal it so that we can see that you're not bullshitting us?
Sure. I'll need... that'll do. He grabs, like, the shit bucket. The bucket he just flips it upside down and uses the underside as, like, a flat writing surface. He pulls it. He just reaches into his bag, begins pulling out a number of, like, writing utensils, like a small bottle of ink, some quills, and a couple pieces of parchment. Full name, please.
Do I even remember? Like, I don't.
Stanislav.
No. Yep.
He just
Stanislav is
writes.
good.
He writes it out. Tauren, do you want to give? Do you have a full name to give, or just Tauren as well?
Tauren Sorfang.
Okay. It out. It's Saur Fang, right? Got it. Okay. And he writes it out and begins drafting it. This will take me a few minutes if you'd like to go get that night of sleep that you would. He's just gonna focus on drafting up these documents.
We will leave you to it.
Yep.
Just kind of like get up and I stare at him for like 15, 20 seconds. Just walk away.
He makes your eye contact. Roll me an insight check again. Hard to make out, but he's not looking at you as someone who still believes he is superior to you. He understands that this is the last bit of power he has and he is about to be giving it up. But
Can I
there's
also roll an insight check?
yeah, go ahead, absolutely. Not any better. You don't even get that. I will say with the 12, you also get, there's like a slight hint of pride as he looks at you, Stanislav. Very, very slight.
Catching that, you did nothing for me.
I did everything
I walk
for you.
away.
I taught you how to fight. I gave you a chance on the sands. It'll be back. And you're just gonna go sit and continue working on your paperwork.
You'll remember you belong to me.
Nice. We haven't had a Hamilton reference in stream in a while. That's good. We love that.
Nice.
No, I'm assuming we're probably down the hallway now.
Oh yeah,
I'm just gonna like walk
you
around and
make
then wait for you.
Is trading his life for ours really worth it?
Look, there's many more people like him. And if we stop this one guy from getting out there and doing his thing, 4 more are gonna come take his place. So I say, and this is as we're walking out of earshot completely, like up out of the cellar area.
Yeah, you're good.
If we let him go and get our freedom, we can come back after him. That can wait. But it's a temporary trade for now. Doesn't stop us from coming after him later.
What?
This is a valid point. Because it's not like he's going to be not hard to find.
Oh, exactly. I'm
Man of
pretty
his
sure we can
stature.
figure out where he lives.
You know where he lives. You
Yes.
lived there.
I guess. Yeah.
The school he trains you at is in the basement of his house. It's in like the back courtyard is the training
Gotcha.
area, and like his estate is above it, kind of built into the hillside.
Besides, wouldn't it be nice actually to not be getting fucking chased like he said for a while, so we can maybe perhaps go deal with finding what was your old character's name and my horse's name?
Beethier.
Baethier.
Beethier. Yeah. Perhaps maybe we can go focus on finding Beethier's sister and do something good for some people. Would be really nice.
It's also a valid point.
Yeah. Yeah, you would know with that document you would not be harassed by slave hunters or slave traders or anything of the like.
And at least that's one less group of people that'll be on our backs.
I mean, you saw that fucker that chased us out of here. Wait, were you with us during that combat?
No,
After-
he was trapped at the you would have
Right,
met,
that's when you got
like,
recaptured.
Rob, you would have met the slave hunter in question. None of you got his name, but
Yeah.
you
You met that slave hunter. He scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, he's the one who captured you.
So I'd rather wait to get back at him. And have him not chasing us.
Truth.
All right, well, I think we might have just made our decision.
We'll let him draft it up, though.
Yeah, give him some
Yeah.
time to go over it and everything. That sounds good.
Let him sit in there for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay.
Let's
so-
go see what Aten is up to.
It's a good idea. And I just kind of punch Stanislav in the shoulder and keep walking. Well, like joking punch.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way upstairs to where Otten is still deep in his research, kind of just poring over a number of books. It looks like he's found in the space above. One sec, I'll check.
Anything good?
Over. I think you're muted, buddy.
There's a lot to go through, and a lot of it's new material. I found this one book written by some auto dude. It's just very dense, useful information, but nothing exciting. How's your mornings going?
Well, we had a sausage eating contest, and I won gloriously.
Whoop my ass. I mean, it's got to be the orc blood.
It's the orc, yeah, 100%.
It's definitely the orc blood.
Makes you particularly adept at swallowing sausage.
Well, congratulations, I suppose.
I mean, I'd love to help at something like this, but reading is not exactly my forte. I can read, it takes a while.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter.
Find anything else interesting in here other than books?
I wouldn't touch those books on the table until we had someone magically inclined read them over. But
these three, and I jokingly motioned to flick the cover of the brown one open.
There's like a moment where like there's this moment where like I literally like drop the book and I'm going to chuck my knife and I'm like,
you reach for it?
Like it's
No, I'm talking to Tauren. How close do you let your hand get to it?
Like within an inch, like enough to like my finger is like.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it!
Oh.
with a +4.
At least it's wisdom. You don't suck at that.
Oh, not 20. Look at that.
Okay, as you move your hand towards the book, you feel it's not entirely dissimilar to what Stanislav would feel when trying to relinquish his sword. There is a pull, a draw that wants you to open this book. There's something in there that wants to be read. And
as it's happening, I just kind of like stop the joke that I'm making and go serious and just start.
Yeah, it takes almost every ounce of strength that you have as you slowly inch towards it. And you're ready. You almost like ready your dagger as you see Tauren kind of snap out of it and withdraw his hand away from the center book.
Now, the reaching for your knife never gets old. You're a funny guy.
I'm going to use a divine sense in this room, and specifically on those books.
Sure.
I'm still staring at that brown book.
Are they affected
The brown book
by...
is the only one that is non-magical. Are
they affected by the Hallow spell?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So they're not holy books.
Quite the opposite.
Sacrilege!
Well, I mean, Hallow is deeply connected to evil deities as well.
Yep. 1 second.
I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
Yeah, no. None of it. It does
Okay.
not appear that hallowed has been put on it. They're not necessarily religious texts or holy texts in any way.
Okay.
They're definitely magical in there.
Cool.
Except for the third one.
Yep. Neat. Wait, what? What's undead?
The green one? The blue one?
Oh, yeah.
Both give off, like, from you remember using your sense magic?
Yeah.
That those both gave off a number of different magical auras, and the blue one was the one Tauren reached for. The brown one, on the other hand, seems to be a mundane book that just happens to be on the table next.
Oh. It's interesting. You seem fine. I'm gonna also very slowly reach for the brown book.
This time I chuck, like I don't
Roll
hit
me a
you,
wisdom saving
right?
throw.
The dagger between the two of you just
Like literally just until I start to feel any sort of energy at
Still
all.
have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Neat.
the dagger just flies past you. Fuck.
Ooh, 11.
Yeah. As the dagger flies past, you see it, but doesn't stop you. You unfortunately failed. As your fingers hit the cover, you feel drawn to what is within, and you flip open the cover
Good.
and begin reading the contents.
Like
I
without.
shoot the book.
Nothing happens.
I don't care. I
You can try.
draw a crossbow, shoot the book.
The book, it bounces off harmlessly.
Shit.
This is a magical item. You flip the next page and begin
I
reading.
want to start shaking Stanislav.
Doesn't matter. Real
Am I
quick.
like not in control of myself right now?
No, you failed. You need to know what is in this book. You are compelled. You're controlled enough to know that you're confused as to why you're so compelled, but something deep in your soul needs to know what is in this book. You begin flipping through it. What languages do you speak?
Just celestial and common.
Stanislav, it's not the time for jokes. Stop reading.
So you don't actually begin to recognize the text, but as you flip past what appears to be just a page with a name written on it in a language you don't understand, get to the next page. You can go ahead and I see like the save was already it. Failed. I'm sorry.
Is there anything I can't cast a spell right now?
No, you're drawn to this book. Wisdom save. It is a DC 12. You just missed it. You try to start focusing, and like the words themselves almost jumble. Like you can't make sense of them. I need you to make me intelligence saving throw, please.
Very good at
As
those.
you get to the first page with actual writing on it, you see a flash of kind of black energy emanate from the book, and the rest of you see this as well. And you rolled a 9. Doesn't seem like anything happened. The rest of you look at him, stare at Stanislav, wondering what might have just occurred. Rob, you understand, or Tauren, you understand the pull that he must have felt and was just unable to overcome it. And then failed on the intelligence save as well. But as it stands now, it doesn't seem to have any lingering effect. Nothing happened.
Can I like stop and fucking close this book yet?
Can I insight check Stanislav?
Yeah, absolutely. You can close the book, no problem.
Okay.
Nothing. I mean, kind of
I'm
taken
just
aback by
deeply
the
staring
energy.
at him.
He doesn't seem changed per se as a person. It doesn't seem anything all that different about him. Thank you for the hydrate.
Are you all right?
I think so. I'm not in pain, and like
So-
I just feel kind of
As you begin to
shocked.
speak, and your mouth begins to form words, you begin to stumble and trip over them, almost like your tongue itself is just twisting over itself. Become- You. And you suffer the curse of the twisted tongue. There's a little homebrew curse I've made. So you effectively become mute. You are not able to speak. You cannot form words. You cannot communicate. You can hear and understand what's being said to you, but every time you try to start a sentence, you just trip over it and end up saying nothing.
Oh shit. Okay.
Stanislav, is everything okay? You're not making sense.
Yeah, you can like get out like gerbil and
Yeah.
yeah, the words catch in your mouth. You cannot effectively communicate or
I
speak
like
right now.
frantically am looking around for something to write with and on.
Button.
There's plenty of paper and inkwells in
Yeah.
here. There's a writing desk right behind you.
I put some writing
Yeah.
not utensils, but
I go and I write. I cannot speak.
As you
Does
press
that
it,
work?
Yeah, you press it down and you begin writing. There's symbols you don't. The language you don't speak or understand.
Can I like purposefully attempt to write it in common?
Try, and every time it just comes back to these same symbols, similar to the ones that you saw within the book. What are the
Oh.
languages both Alton and Tauren speak?
I speak no, I don't want that sheet.
Speak-
Go ahead.
Common, Draconic, Goblin, Orcish, and Sylvan.
Nope.
Celestial, Common, Goblin, Sylvan, and Thieves can't.
Nope. None of you can understand what's being written down. It looks like a weird series of symbols. Kind of.
Do I understand it though?
You know what you're writing, but it's not like in your head. You're like, I am writing. I cannot speak. But those are not the words you write. You just write this jumble of weird symbols that you can't quite make sense of. If everyone wants to, they can roll me a history check, including Stanislav. You just won't be able to communicate what you find out.
Sure.
Oof.
Okay. You've seen Stanislav has no idea. Tauren and Auten rolled a 15. Okay. You kind of begin to get an idea of what this is. You all have been questing together for a while. You've all passed certain things, particularly Tauren while on the Isle of Ropesh. This is a language that you saw him do a lot of his works in. That was kind of like next to it. You kind of gather the best you can ascertain. This is not celestial per se, more demonic in nature, or perhaps devilish in nature. You're not quite sure. This is not a language of this earth.
I want to try to cast thaumaturgy and change my eyes to
I
dark red.
report what I recognize.
What are the
on-
components to thaumaturgy?
Verbal. Does it just nothing happens?
And as you begin to try to cast the spell and use the words, you feel the power, and you just try to get the words out, and it just comes out as nothing.
Stanislav
You're
like
unable.
goes and slumps against the floor and starts having a mild panic attack.
And that is
cannot
where
cast
we are
spells.
going to end the session for this evening.
Otten's
No.
going to take a sheet of paper and pen, and he's going to, very reminiscent of a character from a prior that I had played prior, I'm going to make a Ouija board out of this character, or out of this piece of paper.
Okay, sure. And we'll that's where we'll end the session with Stanislav slumped, kind of beginning to panic as he's unable.
And I would have told Otten that I recognized the symbols from
Yeah, like it's
Precious
definitely
Island. Yeah.
it's definitely not of this world, and it is something evil. Like you can gather that much. It's kind of similar to the runes you would have seen on the sigil
Maybe.
that you sacrificed Arcas on.
Okay, good to know.
I am cursed.
Yeah. Yeah, so the condition was if you tried, like, reached out to touch that book and, like, didn't pull your hand away successfully, you open it, and the chance you get cursed by the thing within. So that's where we get to end things off. Stanislav is rid of the ability to speak. Holy shit. That is...
what a fucking night. My
that
God.
took some turns. I'm so glad you didn't open that book during the fight, my dude.
That would have been
That would have been
bad.
so bad. I'm
I would
so
have
happy.
been able to smite still, because that doesn't
Yeah,
require
so
anything.
I will say you do still have all your racial stuff. All your different, like, racial abilities that aren't, like, specifically casting. So you can do your smites and that shit. You're still capable of your melee attacks and everything. It's just you
Searing
cannot-
Smite, my racial ability, requires a verbal component.
I'm sorry.
It's a spell, like it's a racial spell. Of course, it has a verbal component.
That's fair.
Actually,
that
you know
is
what?
fair.
Let me just-
Yeah, double
Yeah,
check
I'll
it, because
check.
I'm not sure. I feel like that just comes from a force of will. If not, well, then maybe we'll just make it so.
Make it
just
so,
find-
number one.
I'm going to find someone to raid out on today. There's someone streaming an Eberron game. 13 viewers. It seems a good spot. 23 minutes in. Hell yes. We're going to raid 20 sides to every story. That is a cool name for
That is
D&D
actually...
stream. I like
Yeah.
that. So we're going to go ahead and raid out on these folks as we like to pass the D&D love on to other D&D streamers on the D&D nights. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. We'll be picking up again next week with our Vampire the Masquerade campaign next Monday. Story told by our good friend Lost Axioms. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We have another one-shot coming up next month. Should be really fun. Thank you to everyone who has stopped by. We all love you. We all appreciate you. Just from the very bottom of whatever souls we have over here. I have many, been collecting them for years. We'll catch you next time. I'll be back tomorrow playing some Dark Souls on stream. Come watch the
Bye.
breakdowns. Peace
You
out.
have beautiful eyes. Can I have them?
Aww.